the day before his 39th birthday. Meanwhile, hot on Messi's heels, this guy.
I think it's my speciality to score goals. It's like many other things. I'm just really good at scoring goals.
Erling Haaland's on 4 after another brace in Norway's 3-2 win over Senegal. Kylian Mbappe also scored another 2 as France beat Iraq 3-0, and he pulled out the flute celebration he'd promised James Corden.
My phone just exploded in a way that it hasn't exploded since, like, the Gavin and Stacey finale.
On James's US TV show, Mbappe revealed he used to play the flute growing up. Now, David Seaman is wondering what's up with Troy Deeney, who said England can't win the World Cup with Pickford in goal. Seaman says they can't win it without him.
His style's different, you know. Sometimes, you know, even like looking back, you know, he used to make me a little bit nervous when I used to watch him, but that's just his style. That's the way he is.
England versus Ghana's live on talkSPORT tonight with all the build-up from 7 p.m. And new Rangers manager Derek McInnes is facing a touchline ban for comments he made as Hearts boss. He criticised officials over Motherwell's late penalty as Hearts finished a close second in the Scottish Premiership. More at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
After thunder, lightning and flash floods overnight, another day of hot weather is on our way, and tens of thousands of customers are getting a refund on StubHub for hidden charges. Amelia's back at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Heat wave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
A very hot and humid day across England and Wales. Strong sunshine, hot but slightly cloudier across Scotland and Northern Ireland where there's light winds.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
Was so
Good morning, this is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 1 here on talkSPORT, where this morning, Charlie, please tell us what's coming up.
Coming up over the next 3 hours, Paul, Steve Bruce joins us to preview England v Ghana. That's tonight. We'll look at the threat posed by the African side. And the legendary Ross Bray invites Thomas Tuchel and the team along to the darts in New York later this week.
That's right, Russ is going to be out there. He'll tell us more about it. Open invitation. I think the two Lukes are off to the final England group game as well.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, we want your tales of Anthony Barry-like filterless friends and family. Plus useless scouting. Yes. Charlie and I did some useless scouting last night. And Shabana Hearn brings us the latest from the Scotland camp ahead of Brazil tomorrow. And also, we're going to speak to some Ghanaians today. Max Scott is out and about speaking to the Ghana fans ahead of tonight's game.
Great news. There's all this. Plus, our creature of the night. I'm enjoying those, Paul, very much. Very, very good. Their reports on Norway v Senegal. Peng the premonition panel. He's back, is he, Paul?
Wow.
That's nice. He returns after his spooky call on Kane last week. Yeah, he got one right last week.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Had the premonition. And we'll hear from the band who unearthed an incredible football story about one of their members.
That's right, yeah, it's quite a bizarre tale. So, it is 4 minutes past 10. Good morning, Mr. Baker. Good morning, everyone.
Speaking of schools, Paul, a lot of the schools near us are allowed to finish early today because of the weather.
Oh, right.
Because of the heat. They have to put in hydration breaks in.
Yeah.
I think it's just for adverts, though, at school. That's what happens. Hydration breaks at school, and all the teachers come out and go, hey.
I don't remember obviously growing up in an era before global warming.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really an issue. But when the heating broke down at school.
At school,
Fiesta.
It got cold. If it got cold and if it gets to naught, they have to let us go.
Yeah.
It is the law.
That's right. I mean, you would get kind of the sort of early adopter shop stewards who would start saying that to the teachers. Miss, I'm cold. I can't hold my pen, miss. Can't hold my pen. My hands are so cold.
But yeah, it was never really too hot. I can't remember really when I was a kid. But also the 2 hour half time last night, Paul.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I went to bed at half time, having seen what.
It's going to give FIFA ideas, though, isn't it? That, Paul.
I thought
2 hour half time.
If I've got to be up early doors to do a bit of research for the show, then I can't be doing that. So I called up with the highlights of the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see Mbappe get that goal, of course.
Yeah. Some of your scouting was good last night.
Yeah, Charlie and I decided...
was scouting on the WhatsApp.
We're going to start a new... On all your socials, look out for the useless scouts. Two people who've got absolutely no idea. So just hot takes on top players. Let's bring you...
Someone Messi, didn't you, Paul? You were telling me about this player, Lionel Messi.
I was having a look at this kid, Lionel Messi.
It turned up in your big jacket.
That's it. Yeah. I started off by saying this lad Messi, he's not very good, but that's not what I said on the group. Appalling player, you said, too small. I said, poor touch, no eye for goal. No vision, needs to get his head up. Flat track bully.
Yeah, that's Messi. He won't get signed, Paul. He won't get into the academies.
No, exactly.
He won't get in.
Just some of the reasons why you won't be in from that kid again.
You'll never hear about it.
Then we were watching Mbappe later on. You said Mbappe stinking the place out, and I just said lucky puck shot. Anybody can do that. No pace.
No.
Finishing not up to the mark. Not going anywhere.
Scouting report.
Avoid.
Bad scout. Scouting report.
If you want to be a useless scout today, add to this. Give us the player, and then just give us your hot scouting take.
Yeah,
maybe we can just get that working on all the social medias. Talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J. Anthony Barry has been given the green light, it says, to continue being Joe Blunt, as my old nan used to say, and saying exactly what's on his mind at half time.
Do you think do you think Tuchel knew he was going to do that?
No. Tuchel said, I've not even seen the clip. He said, I've heard about it, and he's had a little bit from the players who have seen it, have had some fun with it. But Tuchel hasn't watched it back, which is quite interesting. He said he's a good coach, he's an honest man, and he wouldn't be any different next time if he wasn't happy with what he was seeing. So the Anthony Barry half-time team talk, I think we're all looking forward to tonight. We hope it's more
in front of the cameras, isn't it? Well, I don't think they're playing very well.
Yeah.
couple of them look overweight in the kit. That sort of thing, really, really blunt.
Well, I just think sometimes you have friends and family who have no filter. Yeah. And you think, oh, Nan, why did you say that? Or the kids, oh, no, they've said that. So we would like some Anthony Barry-like tales of friends and family having absolutely no filter and how it manifested itself. If you want to tell us about that today, talksport.com/H&J.
It's like he was 3 years old. Someone a 3-year-old goes, yeah, Mummy, Daddy said you look too fat in that dress.
Yeah, that's it.
At the christening, you know.
That's it. Text 81089, tweet to TSH and J 03717223344. Also, the players, the England players, have been keeping cool by drinking Lucozade-based slushies. There's a slushie machine at the side of the pitch.
A slush pop.
And they're not the kind of loaded with sugar one that gets the kids climbing up the wall. Yeah. They're special ones. They've got sort of electrolytes in and all that.
That's what they'll tell you.
Nice flavours. Blueberry, raspberry.
Oh yeah.
And a green one, said the sun.
What flavour is the green one?
Just says, and the green one. Every day the drinks are given names based on the players. So let's give you some of the ones they've come up with. Okay. Jordan Ice Pickford. Ice Pickford, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ice Pickford. Yeah.
Ice Rice Baby.
Okay, yeah.
For Declan Rice.
Who's giving them these names? The people who are making them?
No idea.
Okay.
Freeze James for Reece James. Yeah, if we don't get it, don't explain who it's for.
Freeze James.
Jarrell Thirst Quencher for Jarrell Quansah. Yes, we know. You don't have to tell us that. Other names are Dan Byrne, and they haven't put for Dan Bird. Yeah, that's it.
Sure, yeah.
Eberucci. I mean,
this sounds like a really bad text topic that we would have done and then ditched after about 2 minutes.
Ice Lolly Watkins.
I quite like that.
They were struggling.
I'm into that.
Marcus Rashbury.
Come on, lads.
Cold Trafford.
Oh, that's quite good.
I mean, it was almost worth not taking Cole Palmer, simply so they couldn't do Cole Palmer.
Exactly, yeah.
Bukayo Saka. And then there's Thomas Tuchel, T-O-O-C-O-O-L.
Okay, there we are.
In honour of the boss, Thomas Tuchel. Not idiots.
The spelling out of it is fun, isn't it?
So there's some players there that have been missed out. So only Pickford, Rice, Reece James, Jarrell Quansah, Dan Burn,
we need a Saka.
Eze. Well, I mean, Saka's got one. No, Bukayo Saka.
A little bit Bukayo.
But there are some players like Jed Spence. I mean, they're missing out, aren't they? Some of the squad players. Even quite a lot of them. John Stones.
Yeah, John Stones.
I mean, it's just if you want to add to the list so we can send them off to the England camp so those boys don't... Because
these slushies to keep them going and to cool them down.
I don't want to overstate this, but these are the sort of things that can absolutely destroy team morale.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't.
I haven't got one.
I knew I wasn't part of the group when I didn't have my own Lucasade slushy.
You do everyone, or you do no one.
Yeah, exactly. So I think let's fill some gaps, and then
I want to rephrase that.
We do have contacts within the England press setup, and we'll make sure they get in the right hands, so those players are looked after.
Good. Paul, the AFC Rushden fan, has sent us a scouting report on Paul Gascoigne.
Okay, good. Yeah. They can be from the past, so we're kicking off #useless scout today.
Yeah, first touch is a tackle.
Yeah.
Looks scared when he's on the pitch.
Yeah. No confidence, lacks confidence.
Lacks confidence. Yeah. Steer clear.
That's right, yeah. Just some bit of useless scouting. Erling Haaland, if you want to take a look at him, I mean, I don't get it, really. I don't know about you. The useless scout really doesn't get Erling Haaland at all.
Doesn't get it. He just looks too big for himself.
Just a goal hanger, really, isn't he? I mean, if you're playing a bad team, you goal hang that much. In the end, you just, it's a law of averages, isn't it? If you throw enough of it at the wall, some of it's bound to stick.
You should get on TikTok, Paul. Dress up in a coat, do a character, the useless scout.
Just sit there.
Make millions, Paul, out of that. Well, ditch this rubbish.
Make millions.
You don't have to speak to me anymore.
Just sitting in a car coat with some big...
You make millions
out
of that, Paul.
Those blokes were great. It really should be some young fella, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it be some young...
Course,
Why has it got to be the old boy in the stands who's a useless scout?
He knows what he's doing.
That was tried and tested for many years.
Yes.
Till all those metrics boys came along. Anyway...
Mark's been in touch. Yeah. Went to watch a lad by the name of Jamie Vardy. Good for non-league level, but that's his ceiling.
Well, I think sometimes you do watch a player and for real. And so if you've seen a player, if you've seen a diamond in the rough...
Who have you written off?
And all you could see was rough. And then we'll take a few of those as well. Maybe you said to a mate or...
Yeah.
No, he's not good enough. Well, I mean... For example, Harry Kane. You speak to quite a lot of players that were played on loan with Harry Kane. Our old mate Steve Morrison, we always chat to Steve about it. I think they were at Leicester together. But I said to Steve off air once when he was doing a shift here, said, you got one of our young lads with you at the moment, and you, Steve? He said, yeah, he's a good kid. He said, probably not quite top level. I mean, Steve will honestly say to you, that's what a lot of people felt at the time.
Trained on.
Maybe lacked a bit of pace. Good finisher, good kick, brilliant attitude, he said. But no one knows, do they?
You don't know.
You never quite know how they're going to train on. Anyway.
John Stone Cold Beverage. That's from Andy.
That's quite good. So why leave John out? Nice. That's all I'm saying. talksport.com/H&J. Text
Sledge Spence. Sledge. I mean, it's just... Nearly, Danny.
Yeah.
Nearly. Thank you, though. Thanks for getting in touch, 8.
Yeah, nice and patronising. TalkSport, thanks for trying, eh? Talksport.com, text 8 to 89. I mean, actually, to be honest, that is no worse than some of the ones that they're actually using. Exactly. Text 8 to 89, tweet TSH and J 0371 722 3344. If you want to talk England today, we're going to talk to Steve Bruce. We'll throw up a few talking points around England, changes that might be made. We'll see what Steve would do, risking players that are carrying injuries. I mean, you could definitely risk Saka for the Panama game. You could probably risk Rice if they get the result tonight. They need to get the result, don't they? Of course, that's the key.
I don't think I'd risk Saka tonight.
No, I think he's probably going to do what he did before, come off the bench. So Steve will be covering that. Some of the other big stories from the World Cup with Steve Bruce joining us a little bit later on. We will be finding out more about Ghana and the threat they posed based on what we saw in the first game. And we know a few of their players because they're playing the Premier League or in the UK. And, we'll be out and about with the Ghana fans. Max Scott is chatting to some Ghana fans in the UK ahead of tonight's game. So lots to come, but Brucey kicks us off with a bit of a football chat. Just a reminder to get in touch on everything we just set the agenda on. 03717 223344, talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J, and by popular demand, Peng the Premonition Panda will be back in the second hour after his remarkable call on Harry Kane last week.
Unbelievable.
So
hope I meet him. Hope I get to meet him.
If you can get to YouTube or a smart TV, then you can enjoy Peng in all his glory.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Otherwise, you just have to picture a real panda on national radio.
I can't see the problem with that.
No, I can't.
I can't see why we think that's the hole in the format.
Just shut your eyes, and obviously not if you're driving. And just think it's a panda, and you'll get through it.
Harry Brain Freeze, very nice.
That's good.
Very good indeed. Right, Ronaldo, this is from Minister Paul. I know we've got a break, Paul.
Yeah.
Minister Paul says, Ronaldo, devastating pace, constantly on the move, a real team player. Yeah. Always encouraging his teammates.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
That's great. Thank you, Paul.
That's what he's all about. We'll have to ask Steve whether he's looked at someone and thought, I'm not sure. If he's prepared to admit it.
Turn someone down, yeah.
Anyway, we are here, as always, with Selco Builders Warehouse. It's where the trade go.
can tell me a little bit more about training, though, because you know we're not privy to that much, you know, open training. We got 15 minutes yesterday at very close quarters. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Because there was a moment where Thomas was walking around, you know, he's a meticulous planner. He demands standards, and he said, "Jed, do better."
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, I think this is normal. He's a great manager, and he wants the best from his players, and you know, he demands high standards, and you know, for this tournament, we need to be ready. We need to be on it. So I think every session needs to be of the highest quality, and that's what he demands, and it's good.
When you hear that, and obviously you're in front of all of us as well, what does it make you immediately do? Oh God, I didn't think I was on it. What's the feeling?
No feeling really. I wouldn't be the only one he says it to. It's everyone else, you know. So it's no feeling. It's just a part of the game. If he needs me to do whatever, I'll do it. So it's not. It's just part of the game, really.
And what is he like behind the scenes? And what's he like as a manager?
Yeah, I think he's a great manager. He's a great guy. Very, very detailed in what he wants to do, and yeah, I think the boys really love him and have a great respect for him.
And where does that come from? Because you know we watch him on the training pitch. You know, I get to speak to him regularly, and he loves you all as players. There's something in that, isn't there, of what he gives you and then what you give him back.
Give back. Yeah, I think it's like what he always says. We're building a family here, and we've built a family, and we built a brotherhood within the team, and everyone's all got one dream, one brain. So yeah, I think if everyone's on the same path, you know, we can do special things, and I think he's built that environment in the squad.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Could have got more. The first game of any tournament, you'll take all the positives.
This is actually the first World Cup win for England against a side ranked inside the top 15 in the FIFA rankings since 2002.
Of course, everyone knows that we were not at our best level, so there's more to come. We have to improve.
This team in that second half just looked like a team that were just freed up.
I'm really convinced of Tuchel. He knows how to win trophies, so he knows how to win a tournament.
I felt the spirit and what it means to be part of a World Cup.
Ghana will show up because whoever plays against England, it's almost like it's their cup final.
And now Brandon Thomas Asante. It's a tight angle, but it's been converted by Caleb Uriche. It's Ghana 1, Panama 0.
Yes, a good start for England.
Yeah.
Slightly nervy one for Ghana. They got there in the end, but they made pretty hard work of it, but they got the 3 points. So both sides on 3 points.
I don't think this is an easy game at all.
Go ahead. So no, we know a lot about Ghana. We know a lot about the quality of their players, and we'll find out a little bit more from African football expert Alistair Houth a little bit later on. But let's talk England now with former Manchester United defender, Newcastle manager Steve Bruce. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Good morning, lads. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you as always. Sun's still shining in Portugal.
It's a little bit hazy at the moment. I have to tell you, it's a little bit disappointing, but I believe it's red hot at home, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we've had thunderstorms overnight, but yeah, it's warming up now, Steve. Yeah, I mean, it's actually going to be a lot cooler there than you would be at home at the moment. So yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
a better spot.
Good day to go to the slide and splash port.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Steve, if you're there.
The thing is,
can't wait for a bit of slide and splash.
A bit weird when you go on your own though, Stephen. Pushing the kids off the slide.
Yeah. You kind of get back up. That's the problem for me, by the way.
There's been a bit of talk about changes tonight. But, I mean, as a manager, are you thinking if you're Thomas Tuchel, why change a winning team?
Well, I think if there's anybody got a little niggling doubt like Saka or Declan Rice, then it would be foolish, really, to risk them. And let's be fair, this manager of what we've got is top draw. So I would have thought that if he's going to make changes, I would have thought it would have been, that maybe one or two are carrying a niggle. And why should I risk? The tournament's still got another month to go, hasn't it? I mean, we've been, it's been, so I wouldn't have thought he'll take any risk, and I wouldn't be surprised if he turns it round. What was quite fascinating for me as a manager and looking at it was the changes he made, the positive changes he made, because some might have went, well, we're winning 3-2 here, we're going to go a little bit more defensive.
Yeah.
He didn't. He just changed the front three or whatever he did and made us, I mean, we're blessed with having so many good forward players. And it was quite refreshing to see, wasn't it, that his approach is going to be, we're going to do it this way and we're going to have a real good go at it. And it was quite... Well, they were terrific in the second half in particular.
It can't be as simple as just saying, pick up where you left off in the first game, because they played the circumstances of the game. And that'll be true tonight as well. They're going to have to suss Ghana out. They're going to have to work out the sort of game that they're likely to play. They'll do their homework, but until the game starts, it's reacting to what happens in game, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, Ghana, for me, are going to offer them a different threat. They're going to be physically powerful and quick and strong and competitive, highly competitive. I remember back in the day, I remember, paying 300,000 quid for Thomas Asante when he was at Salford and took him to West Brom. Mm-hmm. And when I took him off one day, the crowd was shouting, "You don't know what you're doing." I'd only paid about 300 grand for him. It's good to see him do well. And, he's gone on to play for Coventry now in the Premier League and got there, helped them get promoted. And obviously he was vital the other night for Ghana.
Yeah. Have you got any other players that you coached over the years?
No, but I was just talking about my son-in-law, Matt, there, was back in the day at Sunderland, we had 3 Ghanaian players.
Yeah.
I had Asamoah Gyan,
good player.
Sully Muntari, good players, and a lad called John Mensah, who's a centre-back, all really, really good players. But we were playing Newcastle, and one of my darkest moments as a manager, we were playing Newcastle in the Derby game, and Asamoah comes up to me and says, do you mind if I have my music doctor with me on the coach?
Music?
On the coach, music, yeah. So I thought, what the hell is that all about?
Yeah.
So I thought, listen, if I'm going to let him on the coach and he might play a bit of music, his music or whatever. Anyway, there was 3 of them in the end, and they had the bongo drums going, and they were walking up and down the aisle of the bus. Oh, right. And as we put them into Newcastle, they were rapping the bongo drums a little bit harder and giving us all these good vibes and all the rest of it. Anyway, we get turned over 5-1. And
the power of the music doctor.
Asamoah comes up to me afterwards and said, OK, if the music doctors come back with me, I says, I'll throw them up the River Tyne.
Fantastic.
I hope they've got a few music doctors on the bus tonight and they get the result of thing and give them a hiding.
Yeah. Imagine what job that is, being the music doctor. It's a great gig. You're sitting there playing the drums and getting the boys in the mood.
Oh, there was all sorts going on. They were good value, I have to say, up and down the aisle. I have to say the rest of the lads were saying, hey, what the hell is this? But anyway, as I said, we got beat 5-1 in the derby. So it didn't work, that's for sure.
They didn't make the journey home.
Bit of chat about Pickford and his performance in the first game. I mean, I think people are trying to pick holes a little bit in
Well, we heard from Troy Deeney earlier on saying he worries him. Sometimes he just... I mean, I just want
to back your keeper, haven't you, Steve?
And also, if
I think...
How would you feel
Jordan
about playing in front of him, Steve? If you had a keeper, would you be worried about that?
I wouldn't be absolutely. Look, Jordan Pickford's been England's #1 for years.
Never let us down.
And has never let us down.
Never.
So, okay, a goalkeeper's going to make a mistake in a game. That happens. But over the years, Jordan Pickford has been absolutely fantastic. You know, he's made save after save. Even the game the other night, you know, he makes a crucial save. It's one of the easiest saves, but he made a crucial save at the right time when it was 3-2. So, you know, I think that's a little bit unfair on him. I'd have no problem playing in front of him. You can see what it means to him. He's a really, really passionate guy. And one who, let's be brutally honest, has saved Everton for years. I believe that Everton have been saved by Pickford and the two centre-backs they've got for the past 4 or 5 years. So I wouldn't have any worries at all with Pickford, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we will keep talking to Steve Bruce, and we'll find out if the music doctor is still a thing in the Ghana Cup, whether it be on the coach head of the game
hopefully
tonight.
if they lose 5-1.
We'll be looking at some of the other stories in the World Cup. We'll continue talking England as well. 03717 223344 to get in touch. Any changes you'd make tonight? But as Steve said, you don't want to risk players because hopefully we're going to go deep into the tournament. talkSPORT.com, text 81089, tweet TS, H&J. More from Steve in a few moments' time.
Well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Cote Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the Daily
well
Mail.
Done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Benty and I were out hobnobbing with the Rich and Famous last night, or maybe Rich and Shameless, and we were talking to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no.
I love Declan, you know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, well, look at Arsenal been doing all season, and people have criticised us for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, you smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah,
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount of... So did Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end of them,
so safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on the rest of the nation, right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, I the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen. Yep. So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I, but in 1966, when England won the World Cup, right, Jeff Hurst scored...
We've all seen one of these before, right? The old heavy leather ball. No, not that one. That one. Used in World Cups and football as a whole for years back in the day. It's a far cry from modern balls made from synthetic materials, full of sensors for VAR and goal line technology. So when did the switch happen? Up until 1970, it was generally the rule of thumb that the host nation would provide the ball. The balls were always made from leather, usually with a vulcanized rubber interior, the same stuff they make tennis balls from. But in rainy and muddy conditions, the ball would absorb loads, and it was like playing with a brick. In 1970, Adidas were tasked with creating their first ball, and they came up with this icon, the Telstar. Despite its new, sleek look, it was a handful for goalkeepers and pretty unpleasant to head with. So in 1974, Adidas came out with the Telstar Durlast, the first synthetically coated ball that would be resistant to water and mud, and generally wouldn't wear as badly. The next major breakthrough came during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, where Adidas placed an alien-like sensor in the middle of the ball, tracking every touch at 500 hertz to aid referees in offside decisions and handball calls. But in essence, it's the same ball developed by Adidas over 40 years ago.
.com.
It is Lionel Messi chasing records for the reigning champions Argentina. And here is Messi! And that's the moment they came for. 17 goals for Argentina's greatest of all time.
It's all geared to Messi, and why not? Because he's the best player on the planet right now.
Messi again! And this time he does score! Messi is dominating this World Cup.
Lionel Messi gets the headlines always, and that's understandable.
Throwing down the gauntlet to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe later on today.
Over to you then, Kylian. Do something about that. And Kylian Mbappe had an absolute gift to take his World Cup goal tally to 16.
Into Haaland! And Erling Haaland has another! What a finish, though!
I mean, what more can we say about this finisher, this deadly, deadly finisher?
Yeah, still not sure about either of them, to be honest. In my role as the useless scout,
No,
I mean, obviously, the lad Mbappe's got time to train on. He's a young lad, but the other fella, I mean...
Looks a bit small.
Poor touch, too small, no eye for goal, no vision, doesn't get his head up enough for me. A bit of a flat-track bully. But anyway, that's just me as the useless scout.
Yeah.
Let's pick who has been the real deal this week with Selco Builders Warehouse. Steve Bruce is with us. I jest, of course. Yeah, I mean, that first goal, Steve, last night, I don't know if he gave a call or all Argentinian players instinctively know he's going to pop up in that position and just sweep it in.
Yeah, I wonder if he shouted an over for the guy who stepped over it.
Yeah.
Once it was on his left foot, though, I think all of us knew where it was going. I mean, it was quite ridiculous that he's missed a penalty. We were all thinking, wow, he's missed a penalty. Yeah. But certainly, I mean, he's quite remarkable on the eve of what is his 39th birthday to look physically like he does, to still have the hunger like he does, is quite remarkable. And how great! I mean, what's he got? 5 goals in the last 2 games,
and the second one as well. To still have that energy, that determination towards the end of the game to get that ball in the net was
there was no sign of him wanting to come off, was there?
No,
a bit like Ronaldo as well. As to be fair, he never wants to come off either, you know. Yeah. And either does Harry Kane. Harry Kane's another one. He wants to stay on because I think in their mindset they think when the game gets old and it gets to the later stages, there's a bit more room. The concentration levels have lost a little bit. Physically, he's gone out of the game a bit, and that's when the pounds to score the goals they do. And how great it is to see him! What a wonderful footballer. The most natural for me. He's natural because he's not the biggest, he's not the quickest, but the ball seems to stick to his foot, doesn't it? I mean, it's just remarkable watching him play.
4 years on from the last World Cup, when he really did seem to be sort of managing his minutes on the field, and he would just stroll about like he'd take the dog for a walk and have those bursts of energy. He's still doing that to an extent, but he seems to have more energy this time. 4 years on, Steve. He seems to.
But the one thing that I learned off Brian Kidd, the great Brian Kidd coach of when he was alongside Sir Alex Ferguson was I remember getting to an age where he pulled me aside one day and said, you know, Steve, if you're going to kick on, and I was 35 at the time, if you're going to kick on, you know, you've got to work harder. You've got to do more, not less. You've got to do more to keep yourself physically the way you were. And what a great bit of advice was. I still carried on until I was 38, 39. I wasn't as pretty good as Messi or Ronaldo, mind, but I carried on. It took with me. And I think it's the same when you look at Messi. Certainly, he looks better physically in this World Cup than he did the last one, which was 4 years ago. And arguably, you could say the same for Ronaldo too.
Now, I wanted to ask you, had you ever coached against any of these guys? I mean, did you play against Maradona at Manchester United?
No, I didn't. But he played in the great game when it was before me, when Brian Robson, you know, with the comeback Man U came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 on aggregate. And I think he played that night at Old Trafford, but that was before me. But I remember being a coach at Newcastle when the mighty Ronaldo was coming back for the second time. And it would have to be us, wouldn't it? Their place was absolutely electric. And unfortunately, I think I had to play me third choice goalkeeper, and Andy Woodman wouldn't like me saying this, but he spilled one just on the hour mark. And of course, it was to the mighty Ronaldo, and he stuck it in the back of the net. I think he scored 2 on the day on his homecoming. And what an occasion that was for him and United. And of course, I was at Newcastle at the time. We felt the wrath of it, you know. But wonderful player.
When you're coaching against a player like that, against someone definitely world class, one of the greatest, Steve, does he enter your team talk at all, or do you try and go the other way and not mention him? How does
you try not to mention it, you know, to say, well, you know, up top is going to be the mighty Ronaldo, you know, and you can't have a kick at them these days, you know. Though that's one thing about Maradona. You know, and the pitches are perfect now. Maradona, that game where he scored the wonderful goal against England, you know, Maradona, where he runs through 5 of them, the pitch was awful. Yeah. You know, and people could have a kick at you them days, you know. You know, my first job as a centre-half was I'm going to lay one on the centre-forward, whoever he is, you know, or try. That's gone out the game. So that's why you have to have the hugest respect for Maradona and what he did. But all when you talk about these great players, and how great it is that the big names have stepped up already. Your Haalands, your Mbappes, your Messis, your Kanes, they've all showed up, and it's great to see. Great to watch.
Except for one. Cristiano Ronaldo, who plays tonight before England-Ghana, and he'll want to come to the party now. He'll be desperate. He's seen all those guys you just mentioned, Steve, do that. He had a really disappointing first game. So he's going to be really up for it tonight. You would think. Whether that's enough, who knows?
Yeah, because the Portuguese, I mean, I've been out in Portugal here for the last couple of weeks, and the Portuguese, when you look at them on paper, and I talk to me mates out here, they really fancy their chances. You know, they've got some really top players. Yeah. When you look at their top end of the pitch with Bruno and the 2 midfield players, and Vitinha in particular, and of course Ronaldo. And of course, the other day they weren't happy with Roberto. Roberto's got all his tactics wrong, and they're a bit emotional. You know, so yeah, they'll have to get up and running, but. Look, they'll qualify, that's for sure, Portugal, because they've got too many good players, and I wouldn't want to be playing against them tonight.
Would you drop him, though? I mean, this is the thing. Roberto Martinez is going anyway, so he could. I mean, he hasn't got.
He's possibly going to Ronaldo's club, isn't it? Is the problem?
He hasn't got to pick up the pieces of it. But I mean, it'd be a big call, wouldn't it?
It would be a big call. I don't think he's going to make that call. I honestly believe that he'll play him. Look. Every player is due a quiet one. I also believe that the Portuguese team itself, a bit like Spain first up, they weren't very good either for the standards they've set themselves. Yeah. So I would expect Portugal to be better as a team, and I wouldn't write him off, Ronaldo, at your peril. I wouldn't do that at all.
If he needs to get back in the swing of things and maybe get a couple of goals to get him going, Uzbekistan, with respect, I feel I should add here, is not a bad place to start. It's not the most difficult game on paper, is it, for him?
Yeah, you would expect that to be a healthy win for Portugal, and maybe just what they need after the draw, what they got in the first game. So, I mean, you'd expect them to march through, wouldn't you? Quite easily.
Scotland tomorrow night, Steve, while we got you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bit of people having a little bit of a pop at Steve Clarke, saying, they should have gone for it a little bit more in the last game. Now they've got to, hopefully, well, look, they could still go through with 3 points as long as they don't get battered by Brazil. So handbrake off or keep it tight and hope those 3 points from the first game are enough.
Well, you'd hope, I honestly would hope that the 3 points from the first game would be enough for them. Look, every probably manager wants to be what Tuchel was the other day, to open up, play aggressively, play forward.
Yeah.
I think Steve Clarke gets it right. He understands that he's got to be really spot on defensively. Scotland have to be defensively spot on for them to progress in the tournament. And of course, what we'd like to see, and he's alluded to it, was be better with the ball. And they've got some very, very good players, don't get me wrong, in McGinn in particular. And they've got, McTominay, who all play at the highest level. But, we have to accept where Scotland are. They're going to have to be a bit pragmatic at games. I wouldn't expect them to be open up and saying, come on, Brazil, then we're going to take you on in a game of, of this magnitude.
Yeah.
We're going to have to work hard, be good defensively. Can we cause them a problem on the break? And can we utilise set pieces to our advantage?
Yeah, I mean, you are damned if you do, damned if you go toe-to-toe with Brazil and you get beaten, then that is a stick to beat.
Shankland's was injured, wasn't he? Or had a,
well, no, he could have come on the other day.
Oh, really could have come on.
There is a feeling that
him, but
he may have been a better call than than Dykes and stuff. So it's
game plan goes out the window when you go down after 70 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I wonder how Lionel Scaloni, the Argentina manager, is feeling, because Julian Alvarez says all the players really have been saying, well, I'll think about my future after the World Cup. And I'm not going to talk about club football now. That's after. I really want to concentrate on the World Cup. Last night, Alvarez says, yeah, I think it's good if I leave Atletico. So I would like to leave if that's okay. Well, if you're the manager of an international team and one of your players is sort of touting himself about, then Atletico immediately say, yeah, you can go for 500 million euros.
Yeah.
So they're going to. So suddenly this player's in a war with a club that he wants to leave, and they don't want him to go to Barcelona. I mean, look, Scaloni's got other players, and I'm sure he'll be fine. But probably a bit annoying when that sort of thing's going on in an international camp, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's probably afar from Simeone, isn't he? He's keeping out the road of him, so you can see it from afar. I would have thought. Yeah, I mean, it's you never really want that distraction, do you? But it's such a long World Cup that it's inevitable that there's going to be players talked about, because, as I said, I still think we've got a month to go, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. So, I know, it's scary, isn't it?
So long to go, Steve.
I mean, it's going to be, so I would have thought there's going to be some big transfers still happening with players who are at the World Cup. It would have to be because of the length of the World Cup, and it's, as I said, still got a month to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Steve, a pleasure as always. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Steve. Dave in Rochester's been in touch, Steve. He says, say hi to Steve for me. Came and sat next to me and ate a bag of chips at the Garrison ground when he was training at the Gills. Great fella, brilliant captain. Bag of chips when you were playing, Steve.
A bag of chips. So would you advise your players to have a bag of chips before you kicked off for Gillingham? Or?
I think Brian Kidd was right. You've got to work harder, Steve.
You've got to work harder and put out the chips, Steve.
Yeah. You can have as many chips as you like.
Back in the day, we used to have a steak before we used to play and all that. I mean, how ridiculous is that? But so I've had a few chips with it. Why not? And by the way, it wasn't the Gills, it was the Gills.
It was the Gills. I can only apologise.
Yeah, it was the Gills.
I can only apologise.
You'll be in trouble with Joe Wilkinson now, won't you?
Oh, yeah. Played Gillingham enough times.
All the best, Steve. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks very much.
I will. Nice to speak to you, lads. Thank you.
Steve Bruce there. Our thanks to him as always. And and not surprisingly,
he did all right on the steak, didn't he? Steve did all right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those boys did all right on the steak until people came along. We had a thing. Graham Williams, the old Wales and West Brom defender, did a kind of keep fit for football record from the late 60s.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it said, before the game, eat lots of meat and drink lots of milk. Yeah.
That was it.
And then they realised it took about 3 days for a steak to be digested. But
running around full of milk and
players
meat.
of that era were sort of fueled on it, weren't they? Yeah. Roly-poly pudding and custard, 5 minutes before kick-off.
Yeah, lovely.
A couple of pints.
Killian and Frappe, says Tom in Brighton.
Yeah, but he doesn't play for England.
I know, it's very good.
It's good. I don't know if France have got a Lucasade slushy machine by the side of the field, but some of the England boys have been left out, and we feel bad for them.
And the terrible scout Paul Nelly in Stranraer says Maradona. She's he's been watching them. Couldn't trap a bag of cement, lacks vision, looks terrified on the ball.
Yeah, well, just some of the things they're saying really on the Useless Scout Twitter feed. Talksport.com. If you've got Anthony Barry is allowed to, he's been carte blanche to be as blunt as he was at halftime last week if he's not happy with what he saw. So, family or friends, if you've got family or friends who just can't help saying out loud to the point where you think, did they just say that out loud? So the Anthony Barry like members, your friends and family group, talksport.com.
We've got one of those here.
1089,
This is Herbie, my 78-year-old aunt, attending a family wedding. As the room fell silent for the groom's speech, she said in a stage whisper heard in the next county, "Isn't he fat?"
Also, when you're getting old and like there's only so many hours left, I'm talking about me or Andy. I'm talking about people of slightly more advanced age. Although Andy. So, but someone was told that someone's nan, they'd gone round a family do. And like they're all chatting, it all seemed to be going well, and they'd been at their dinner, and I think they'd just an hour and a half, and she suddenly said, "That's it, I've had enough now, I want to go home." I just said it.
And that was it. I've had enough.
It was like the air out of a balloon.
Really, that's it.
No filter, I suppose. Look, I haven't got long left. I don't need another half hour of this.
Very nice.
I'll be opening my gift from Andy. Andy has bought 75 quid's worth of tat on 10 items for the World Cup. Yesterday was a sort of mini cheap backpack. Well, a kind of bag.
I didn't
think
see
you'd put your plimsolls
turned
in
up
for
with
the
it
game.
today, Paul.
And some temporary tattoos. And I put one of them on the show yesterday, and then I tried to get it off last night with soap and water. Wasn't having it, so I had to find the gaffer's.
What did it say?
Nail varnish remover.
Oh yeah.
Took off a layer of skin. It was like a football, but it was like on fire. But
wow.
But the nature of it was, it looked like a big Nan's bruise. It was just like a big orange bruise, like I walked into a wall or something. Anyway, the gift will be open. We'll have our creature of the night coming up later on. We're going to be hearing from some of the Ghana fans. As well, and an amazing story of a band up in Scotland who they knew one of the members of the band had some sort of footballing claim to fame in Brazil, but they didn't really know the story. But as they looked into it, it's a quite amazing tale, and so the boys from the band will be joining us, and I think the great grandson of the player involved who had a massive impact on Brazilian football, they discovered. Anyway, more of that a little bit later on. We're here with Selco Builders Warehouse. Check out this month's real deals at selcobw.com.
The Real Deal on talkSPORT with Selco Builders Warehouse. Check out this month's real deals at selcobw.com.
Talking about Jude Bellingham, because of his talent, because of his ability, Kyle, he's often the focus of attention, isn't he? I mean, tell us, I mean, you've been in the same dressing room as him. What's he like as a person?
No, he's good, and I think he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders for such a young boy. I think people probably forget how young he is. Obviously, he's gone on from leaps and bounds from Birmingham City to Dortmund to now playing for, one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. But I was saying it before, I think Morgan Rogers is a great player. I played with him at City. He's done unbelievable for Villa. But I just think in them moments, Jude Bellingham probably pips him just because of the big game moments, and last night proved that.
Yeah. How good is he? Because you've been in training with him, you played with him. Because when we watch him, I just see someone who can score left foot, right foot. I see someone who can get box to box, good in the air. Looks like the complete player.
Yeah, I think, he's an all-rounder. He can tackle, he can defend, he can attack, he scores goals. As you just said, left, right foot, he's got an engine on him. Is he a silky number 10 that we're probably used to seeing in the Premier League? Probably not. He's more of a powerhouse, but, in these conditions that they're playing the World Cup in like this, it could work to our advantage with having him, Declan, and Anderson, that all have good engines on them and then can get up and down the pitch.
Does it ever get to him, the sort of criticism that he gets, the media attention that he gets?
I think probably it does. I think probably it does some way, but I don't think you can let it get to you. I think when you're a big football player like that with a name that you've got, obviously you're going to hear and you're going to see. People are going to tell you what people are saying, but you have to take that pressure. You're Jude Bellingham. And you've got that pressure on your shoulder. You're playing for Real Madrid and also representing England in a number 10 jersey, so you've got to deal with it.
We've seen a few months ago, there were journalists saying that he shouldn't be involved because there was reports that Jude Bellingham.
talkSPORT. Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is how to win the World Cup
from Subway.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Good morning, it's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We'll be building up to England-Ghana, of course, over the next 2 and a bit hours. We're going to have our creature of the night from last night. We watched Norway-Senegal in a few moments. But Andy Jacobs, I didn't ask him to do this. He took to, I take it, Amazon, and bought £75 worth of gifts.
Okay.
A rough £7.50 per item.
Did he go through each item, or was it like a box you can buy?
No. He chose. He hand-picked, like a personal shopper, these World Cup related items. Wow. So far, I've had a World Cup glass shaped like the World Cup.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a very thin glass and not in a good way.
Oh.
Do you know, like something...
Like you're going to break it, or...?
Well, I tapped the bottom of it. I thought my finger was going to go through it, and I'm a bit frightened about putting liquid in it.
Yeah. Have you tried the Dick Advocaat drink yet, Paul?
I've not. You came up with...
Advocaat.
Well,
I didn't come up with it.
Curacao Holland.
Curacao and Advocaat is a drink called the Jade something.
And one sits on top of the other, because I was thinking it's going on colour.
Do you know what? Next Wednesday, I'll bring some. We'll make one live on air. We'll make it. Bring your World Cup glass. Perhaps we'll
drink it out.
We'll make it in the World Cup glass.
So let's see what the gift is today. Okay. Andy, I'm just opening this live on air. Look, it's the real deal. You can vouch for that. So this is today's.
He's wrapped it up nicely, isn't he?
Oh, he has. Yeah. Look.
Isn't that nice?
It's a furry England hat. It's one of them.
Drinking from the furry England hat.
That's it. Well, I wouldn't have said that, Charlie, but it's out there now, isn't it? And I'm not sure it's worth dumping, but... So there we are.
Oh, do you know what? You're a stylish man, and you can almost wear anything.
I could.
You look really.
Oh, hang on.
Good.
Sorry, it's got a George.
Oh, it's got a flag on the front. Oh, yeah.
So, what is this? I mean, it's not.
I think it's a party hat.
It's not really a hat.
It's a party hat, isn't it?
It's not really hair, is it? Let's put it on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. That's nice, Paul.
Not bad, is it?
That suits you. That really. It's like a sort of Christmas party hat. It's got a St. George flag on the front.
Nice, isn't it?
And
thanks, Andy. It's got
does he like you, Paul, do you think?
I don't think he does.
He does. Look, he's bought you a present.
Well, I feel duty bound to wear it for...
Be good for Sunderland fans. Take the flag off.
Certainly the next 5 minutes. Anyway, let's bring you our creature. Let's bring you our creature of the night, shall we? And the nocturnal team that we've put together, people prepared to stay up into the wee small hours so you don't have to. And if you haven't watched the highlights yet, then you can enjoy once again via Matthew, the Arsenal fan, Norway versus Senegal. Take it away, Matthew.
Good morning, and it's Matt here, reporting for talkSPORT.
on the Norway-Senegal game, about to kick off in 5 minutes' time. Banking on a Norway win, 2-1 I'm going. Let's have a big chance come and gone there for Norway. Haaland with a great little bit of laying off for Odegaard. Should have done better though, Odegaard. Should have been in the back of the net. Goal, goal, goal.
Breaks though for Norway. The strike comes in and Edouard Mendy cannot keep it out. Norway in front.
Knew it was coming. Finally, deadlock broken. Norway 1, Senegal 0. 40 minutes gone, and it's the substitute Pedersen that's got the goal, but it's come from an absolute howler at the back from Koularabi, the Senegal centre-back. Now it's all on Senegal. Game on. And that's it for half-time. It's 1-0, but it was so close to being 2 right on half-time. Goal!
4 on 3 here, pokes it into the path of Erling Haaland, whose strike finds the top corner. Erling Haaland with another goal at the World Cup.
Another bit of a defensive lapse, but great break from Norway. You could see it coming. Norway have just started the second half the way they finished the first half, on the front foot.
On the edge of the box, Ismail Assar now in the penalty area, he goes down, but he manages to bundle the ball in anyway, and Senegal have a goal back.
And we've got a comeback maybe from Senegal. 52 minutes, Norway 2, Senegal 1, and it's Ismail Assar that gets the finish.
Picked up though really well by Berg, into Haaland, and Erling Haaland has another.
Goal, and it's Haaland at the double yet again. 3-1, 58 minutes, and yeah, just when you thought Senegal were back in the game, Haaland strike. Goal, and whoa. Could we have a surprise in store? 93rd minute, Ismail Assar has his second goal for Senegal to make it 3-2 to Norway.
Ismail Assar gets a goal back for Senegal. Is there chance? Is there a hope for Senegal to get a point from this game, snatch a point late on?
And that's it, the full-time whistle's in, and Norway have held on. And that's me, Matt, signing off from commentating on the match tonight for talkSPORT. I fully enjoyed it. It's been a great watch, to be fair. 5 goals. Now it's time to go get some shut-eye and get some sleep.
Well done, Matt.
Very
Top
good,
man.
Matt. Very good. Was he an Arsenal fan, Paul?
I don't know. We'll have to maybe Matt, if he's listening back to his fine, he'd be in bed probably. But
I was going to say, I think Matt sounds tired, but I think that's probably just. I feel like how he always sounds.
It was an accent that veered at times. Maybe it's his late night voice that veered from a kind of pared back John Cooper Clarke.
Oh, yeah, nice, yeah.
And occasionally a little bit of Craig Cash. I was waiting for him to say in Manchester.
Yes.
It was. Yeah. Great, Matt. Well done.
Very good indeed.
I do like that you really brought the. I don't know if I hope Jim Proudfoot's listening, Ed, tonight, because I'd like to see if Kane does get a goal. You go, goal.
Perhaps you could play it out. Yeah.
Goal.
They're really good. It's really.
Andrew McKenna's been in touch.
It's a really good. Feature.
We were talking about eating what you eat before games. With Steve Bruce earlier on, and Macca said Stuart Pearce once told him a story before a Forest pre-season game. Ian Bowyer wasn't due to play, so he went round to the burger van at the ground round the corner, had a really filthy burger, and just knocked it back in 5 seconds. Just before kickoff, someone had to pull out, and Cloughie said, Bowyer, you're playing, get your kit on. And he said apparently it was very odd colour for the first few minutes of the game.
Running around with it.
So, yeah, that's one thing to watch as a pro. Anyway, a massive run of DAZN Saturday night fights continue. I'm sorry about this. Andy bought me this as a gift if you've just joined us. I'm not waiting for the whole
really
game.
Good. People can't hear it on the television. You can't hear the majesty of the house.
I'll leave it for Jamie and Jason in the studio. Maybe they put it on tonight for the Sports Bar special. They'd look good in this.
I imagine Jason will be accidentally picking up a Brazil shirt tomorrow.
I think, I mean, if we're going to that bag again, it's been so unlucky.
It really is. Can't catch a break.
Anyway, we're going to hear from Jamie O'Hara a bit later. This Saturday, the 27th. I thought, this Saturday, brackets 27. 2 princes collide in Brooklyn as Xander Sayas defends his world middleweight titles against Jaron Boots Ennis.
Yeah.
Join DAZN Ultimate and get access to 12+ pay-per-view events every year, including Zaz versus Boots, next week at no extra costs. We will be hearing from the Ghana fans a little bit later on over in the UK. Max Scott has caught up with them. And Peng, the Premonition Panda, who was brilliant last week with the Premonitions, or at least one of them, will be joining us in the studio once again. So if you can get to YouTube or your smart TV, then do tune in. It's worth it.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
She says, if you pardon the expression, where the dad, of course, is completely useless at the birth of a child. That's her view, not mine. And she goes on to say, you're not going to cut an umbilical cord. You cannot miss a World Cup. Where do you stand on this, Troy?
It's the first time I've heard what the lady said.
She's strong.
She's an idiot, is what she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well
said.
I think having a child is obviously the greatest thing that any human can do, in my opinion. And you know, say you're not going to cut the umbilical cord. Well, that's silly because you can do that. But also, who are you to question somebody else's desire to be there with their child and their family? I think this would have been a conversation with Belgium beforehand. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I also think as well, you know, if I want to go be with my family because we're having a baby, who's reporter A to say whatever she wants to say? But also, let's flip that now. And a male had said that.
Oh yes, it would be misogyny to the highest level.
Yeah, I just think sometimes we live in a new world now where everyone wants to have clickbait and everyone wants to have a headline. But I miss the good old days where you could just tell someone, just shut up, because she's talking absolute nonsense. I've been fortunate enough to have 5 kids, and I've not missed the birth of one of them.
You haven't missed the birth of one of them. She is strong, Simon. I'm looking at another quote coming out of L'Equipe. France Pierron.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker. Peng the Premonition Panda is up any moment after Nick Ellaby with these sports headlines.
Talk Sport.
Can't wait for that. Thanks, Paul. Good morning. Just how good is Lionel Messi on the eve of his 39th birthday? He's Golden Boot leader and new all-time leading goal scorer at World Cups following his brace against Austria.
If Aston Villa sign Messi, they win the Champions League and the Premier League.
Come on.
We got to the quarterfinals.
It's a long season.
Andy, come on, mate. We got to the quarterfinals 2 years ago. PSG got away with it.
TalkSport's Gabby Agbonlahor says Messi's still the best finisher in football. Meanwhile, we're told French fans would have dropped Kylian Mbappe before this World Cup. L'Equipe journalist Eric Bielderman told us why.
The way he has left Paris Saint-Germain, the way he's said to be a very selfish, single-minded person. But we have to say we have the most gifted player with Messi on the planet at the moment.
Mbappe's level with Erling Haaland on 4 goals for the tournament. They both scored twice in wins for France and Norway. Now, ahead of England versus Ghana live on TalkSport tonight, David Seaman's nonplussed with those comments from Troy Deeney.
I can't believe that we're saying, you know, that we can't win a World Cup without Jordan Pickford.
Incredible.
If we didn't have Jordan Pickford, we wouldn't be there, mate.
Meanwhile, Declan Rice told us about a surprise guest in the England camp.
It was funny because I come down for breakfast in the morning and we've got like a little cafe at the hotel, and I literally walked in, ordered a coffee and turned around, and I had to double take because he was just sat in the corner with Harry Kane. So I was like, what's Tom Brady doing here?
Brady is apparently good mates with Kane. The England captain's spoken about becoming an NFL kicker in the future. More at talksport.com.
TalkSport News.
Thunder, lightning and flash floods overnight ahead of another very hot day, and Cabinet Ministers are backing Andy Burnham. Sinead's got more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. This summer, treat yourself to Bridgestone Turanza All-Season 6 tyres with a 25,000 mileage guarantee. Book today at quickfit.com. Conditions apply.
A very hot and humid day across England and Wales. Strong sunshine there. Hot but slightly cloudier across Northern Ireland and Scotland with light winds.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Win 26 grand in your hand, courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Yes, talkSPORT have commentary of every single game from the FIFA World Cup 2026, and to celebrate, we're giving you the chance to win £26,000 cash. And the best part, it's completely tax-free. So if you're feeling lucky, head to the big England game tonight. Enter right now. Here's how you do it. For your chance to win, visit talksportwin.com. That's talksportwin.com, or text WIN to 83338 by 6 p.m. on the 20th of July 2026. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or send your name and number by post to Comp1 PO Box 3190 Colchester CO2 8GP to arrive by midnight on the 23rd of July 2026. 18 plus, UK residents only. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. We're going to hear from some Ghana fans here in the UK a little bit later on, and look at some of the stories so far you may have missed. And some members of the band Colonel Mustard and the Dijon 5 will be joining us. They have a World Cup song, but it's so much more than that. It is based on one of the band members' incredible footballing past, or certainly that of one of his ancestors, a Scotsman who played a huge part in establishing Brazil's style of football. So it is quite the story, and we will bring you that a little bit later on. Now, every World Cup needs a kind of predictive animal, but you know the way most of them work. They give them 2 buckets of food. One's got an England flag on, one's got a Ghana flag on, and they go to one or the other, and that's how you know. So it's all pretty route one, whether it's a sort of snake or an aardvark, Harry the aardvark. You've seen them, haven't you? Paul the octopus. But very few media outlets have, a real animal that can predict. And we're very lucky to have back with us today. And if you can watch on YouTube or Connect TV, Smart TV, I do advise you to, because it's not often you get a panda for health and safety reasons into a radio studio. But Peng, the premonition panda, is back. Peng, hello again.
Paul, good to see you, Paul. Back despite demand.
I don't know where Charlie's gone. He said he was going to pop.
Is Charlie here?
No, he'll be back later, I understand.
Hopefully, good. I don't like that guy.
You'll catch him before.
When's Andy Jacobs back?
I think he's in tomorrow.
Oh, that's good news. Good news. Good news, Paul.
Just one thing.
Paul the octopus. Isn't that what some of the young women call you in the office?
Yeah.
Hit Paul, isn't it?
Yes. Now, if you're thinking, surely Peng is just a vehicle for some old gags, you couldn't be further from the truth.
How dare you, Paul?
Because last week, Peng gave us this premonition before the England-Croatia match. Here we go.
England tonight.
England-Croatia.
England-Croatia. Playing Croatia. I can see a 2.
Okay.
Next to Harry Kane's name.
Oh, that's good.
I can see a 2 next to him. I mean, that could mean he's subbed after 2 minutes.
That could do,
It could mean that.
With an injury that
keeps him out of the... He does his ankle.
Yeah.
It's in.
Could be. He's got glass ankles.
Exactly.
I'm slightly worried about that one. Well, I shouldn't have been worried because he scored 2 goals, Peng. So
Harry
congratulations.
Kane, 2 goals. That's what the premonition was, Paul. They're not predictions, they're premonitions.
They are.
They arrived to me in the middle of the night.
So you've got a bit of fame since last week.
Bit of fame since last week, Paul. Very famous. I've been doing the...
Did you really?
I did indeed, yes. So do excuse the black eyes.
Yes, I can see that, yeah.
But they are, of course, because I'm a panda.
That's it.
There we are. Nothing to do
So,
with it.
I mean, you used to have obviously boxing kangaroos, but not boxing pandas.
Boxing pandas, Paul.
That's quite rare.
Yes,
Yeah.
they wouldn't let me bring the bamboo in. But are you enjoying the heat wave, Paul?
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's going to get a bit too warm for. I mean, I don't know how you found it in various zoos around the world.
People say to me, Paul, "Oh, you must be hot in there in this heat." But they have to remember I'm not in here.
Oh, no.
You see, because I am an actual panda.
Of course.
So I have a self-regulating system. I'm not inside anything, you know.
You are it.
Exactly. I just find shade, nap more. I'm a panda. I'm not some loser just dressed up for a few cheap laughs.
I mean, they're good advice at the moment in this heat not to take the dog for a walk without, especially they've got little special booties. Well, don't take them for a walk at all because they burn their little paws. I suppose you have to be careful when you're coming in and out the studio, or are you chauffeur driven?
Very careful with the paws. No, of course, I get brought here by my handler, Paul. I'm a panda. I can't be roaming around outside.
No, that's very
They'll put me in a cage. Do you see little Lionel Messi?
I did see him, yeah.
He'd be lovely dressed as a panda, wouldn't he?
Yes,
imagine him dressed as a panda, Paul.
It's need a slightly smaller outfit.
Yes.
Not the one you're wearing, obviously, because you're a panda.
I'm the goat. The goat, of course. Although I've got a friend at the zoo who's a goat.
Okay.
Peter. And he can't play football at all.
Okay.
Terrible, Paul. 4 left feet. He's got... Spurs are interested, though, Paul. Spurs are interested.
Of course they're interested.
There they are. But don't never play football with a goat. It's a kid's game.
They're really?
A waste of half an hour.
A waste of 90 minutes, yeah.
There we are. But all the big players, Paul, scoring goals, aren't they? Mbappe, Haaland, Brian Brobby. They say it might be because of the ball, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
The old tri-onda.
Yeah.
They say the ball, they say it's lighter, but harder, Paul.
Yes.
Do you know the difference between light and hard, Paul?
No, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Yeah, you can sleep with a light on.
Okay. Well, when I said this wasn't an excuse to just do lots of old gags.
Bit of blue for the dads there, Paul.
Yeah, indeed. So
poor old Peng, though, I have to take tablets for that sort of thing, Paul.
Yes, of course.
I can't make them stay.
No, of course.
I can't make them stay. I got back to the cage at the zoo the other night.
Yeah.
And I caught the current Mrs. Peng. She was with the orangutan from the cage next door.
Wow.
I said, "What are you doing? It's the penguins we owe the money to."
Yeah, mate, he really is working his way through
There
them.
we are.
His Peng.
There
So
we are.
anyway.
Some premonitions, Paul.
Premonitions tonight.
Premonitions, Paul.
Here we go.
They do arrive to me.
Yeah.
I've got a premonition that the England fans will sing the anthem just out of time with the music.
Ah,
That's
okay.
one of my premonitions.
Well, that's quite bold.
But from a football point of view, Paul, I can see John Stones celebrating.
Wow.
I can see John Stones celebrating.
Well, that would be likely from a corner, from a header, possibly, or a little knockdown.
I can't say I'm a panda. I don't know anything about the game.
Okay.
Just get the premonitions. They arrive to me.
So John Stones could be celebrating a goal with another teammate. Well, look out for that.
Yes.
Peng.
Anyway, before I go, Paul, I'm a bit hungry. Got any bamboo? Have you at all?
I haven't got any fresh bamboo.
No
as
fresh
I said,
bamboo?
I may have some old bamboo.
The old bamboo?
I've got the old bamboo.
The old bamboo. Bye, Paul.
Well, take care. Thank you very much, Peng. There we are, boys and girls. Peng, the premonition. And I don't know where Charlie's gone. Anyway, hopefully he'll pop back in a moment. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Yes, we're going to hear from Ghanaian fans here in the UK, and a little bit later on, Jamie O'Hara will join us. He'll be back with Jason Cundy tonight, and they're going to have a sports bar special. Shabana Hearn in the Scotland camp. We'll find out more about Ghana, the threat they pose, from African football expert over in the States, Alistair Howarth. We are, of course, here with, well, for now, if they were listening to that, maybe not much longer, with Selco Builders Warehouse. It's where the trade go.
Now, earlier in the show, we asked the all-important question. Who was faster in their pomp? Kyle Walker or Gabby Bonlahor? Well, talkSPORT's Anil Kandala was at the talkSPORT fan zone at Villa Park last night for England against Croatia, and he put that question to some of the fans in attendance.
It's a tough call, but I'd go for Gabby. He was awesome, and no defender wants anybody with that pace running at them. So I'd go for Gabby. I would.
Quicker than Kyle Walker?
I think so. Yeah, I do. And I'm sure Gabby would agree with me.
Gabby. Well, he used to dart across the field, didn't he? I think he's better than Kyle, to be honest.
Well, we had Kyle on loan for us for many years ago, and he was quick, but Gabby was quicker.
And there you go. It might be a little bit unfair because Gabby Bonlahor is in that building behind me, but it seems that Gabby's got the vote.
Right, the rest of the world.
He actually spoke to about 100 people who were there, but we only decided to show 3, okay?
I clipped that up for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? When I think about Kyle, when I go back to that game, Kyle, of like, I think it might be Germany at Wembley, and you was right side of the 3, but like you was all the way in the right back position, and I was at the game, mate, and you come sprinting across, mate. Someone was through on goal. I can't remember who it was. It was Muller, yeah. I'm like, where has this guy come from? And you've done that for the last 15, 16 years, mate. Your centre-half pairings with England and Manchester City must have been looking at you thinking like, okay, maybe I can leave a bit of space in behind, because you would always just come out of nowhere and cover.
Yeah, I think that was what my game was based on. You know, I probably didn't create that much going forward with assists and stuff. I chipped in with a few, but not as much as probably what I should have done. So my main game when I got a little bit older was to make sure I can cover the back.
Incredible, mate.
Here's a great suggestion. Jill's a regular contributor. She says, why not get both of them in the car park? Said, my money's on Kyle.
Just about, yeah.
You know football.
I'll have to kick him first.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Good morning, it's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Vega here on talkSPORT. Charlie, you missed Peg again.
Oh.
You keep popping out at the wrong time.
Yeah. I saw him as I went out, and I thought I'll catch him, and then took a bit longer than I thought it was going to.
Ships that pass in the night.
Exactly.
We'll see, maybe next week. So anyway, Declan Rice. Declan Rice, the England midfielder, spoke to talkSPORT yesterday ahead of the game against Ghana. We're going to find out more about Ghana in a few moments, but Declan spoke of the importance of winning the second game in the group.
So important. I think Harry touched base on it earlier that the last few tournaments we've obviously drawn our second games, and obviously tomorrow's not a time for that. You know, we know tomorrow's going to be a really tough game against good opposition with strong players. So we need to be on it from the first whistle, same intensity, same desire to win, and 6 points in the group will put us in a really good position going forward, and that's what we set out to do. So we'll be ready for that tomorrow.
So, what will England be up against tonight? We know a number of the Ghanaian players because they either play or played in the Premier League and beyond in the UK. Alistair Howarth is an African football expert. He joins us now. Hi, Alistair.
Hello, Alistair.
Hey guys, you all right?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you. I mean, yeah, a disappointing performance for Ghana last week. They got there in the end, right at the death, that 1-0 against Panama, but they'll be wanting to put in a better performance tonight, won't they?
Yeah, 100%. And look, the game against Panama wasn't really about the performance. It was all about the result. I think when they looked at this group, they saw England, they saw Croatia, they saw Panama, and they said, right, we know where our 3 points are coming from. And you've got to remember, this is not the Ghana side of 2010. This is not the Ghana side of 2006. This is a Ghana side at a very low ebb. They came into this tournament off the back of 6 losses in a row before drawing with Wales in a pre-tournament friendly. So for them, yes, the performance wasn't great. But all that mattered for them was getting the 3 points, and there's a lot more of a positive mood in the Ghana camp ahead of the game today because of that win.
Will they be happy with a point tonight? I'm sure they will, because that will get them through. But there is a danger in that and playing for a draw. Do you expect them to be sort of quite defensive and a bit of a low block to frustrate England?
Absolutely. They would be delighted with a point. A point would be a brilliant result for Ghana. And look, this is Carlos Queiroz. We're talking about the man who's managing them, the man who's kind of built his reputation on building defensive international sides and building this kind of us versus them mentality. And he's done that already with Ghana, speaking a lot about dying for the nation and fighting for the flag and all of this and the badge. And so for them, yes, there's no pressure on them to attack. There's no pressure on them to try and compete with England in that sense. It will be a very defensive performance from the Black Stars.
Who do you think has stepped up so far in the first game that you weren't expecting to?
I mean, the big one was Brandon Thomas-Asante. You know, he was brilliant. He really changed the game when he came on. Look, in the first half, they were really laboured. Jordan Ayew was playing up front kind of by himself, and Antoine Semenyo was really isolated on that left wing, and he looked a lot better when he came central, and he looked a lot better when Brandon Thomas-Asante came on. He kind of added a bit more directness, really upped the tempo of the game. And of course, Caleb Urenchi, he is the one to watch. He is the future star of this team, the young midfielder who scored that goal. He's only 20. He's at FC Nordjylland in Denmark, having come through the Right Dream Academy, the exact same pathway that Mohamed Kudus has been on. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him at a bigger team, a bigger league in the next couple of years. He was really good again. And I would expect him to be the one they look to put in a big performance.
Dean Scoggins is some tactics man, did a little sort of report on Ghana, and he was saying that he felt the defence in that first game was susceptible to a ball through the middle from the full-back area. He said a late runner from the midfield of Panama continued to get on the end of balls into that space. And, of course, we have players that like to play like that, both passing and making those runs. So it's maybe something to look for tonight. Is that something you noticed as well, Alistair?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you've got to remember is these two centre backs playing Ajete and Opoku, they're not the starting centre backs. The starting centre backs for the Black Stars are Mohamed Salisu and Alexander Djiku, who had a really strong partnership and both missed out on this tournament. It's been a huge blow for the Black Stars. And look, Ajete in particular is very good at box defending, very physical, very dominant, and happy to deal with crosses. But like you say, it's those incisive balls through the middle. It's the kind of movement that they don't like to deal with, and I think that's why, from a Ghanaian perspective, they're saying, look, we're going to try and play in a far deeper block. We're not going to try and let England kind of draw us out. But of course, this is Harry Kane we're talking about, the best in the business in terms of dropping deep and dragging defenders. So that will be a big worry for the Black Stars.
What about defending set pieces, Alistair? How good are they at that? Because obviously that could be a strength of England tonight. They've already scored from one.
Yeah, look, they're all right at defending set pieces. I think they're not brilliant at it, but what I would say actually is they're very good at taking set pieces. That's probably the biggest threat going forward. Jordan Ayew has been the kind of center of the discussion in Ghana around whether he should start or not, because he doesn't really offer loads up front by himself, but what he does offer is a fantastic set piece delivery. I think he had 7 assists in World Cup qualifying and 7 goals as well, most of those coming from set pieces. So while very much they will be planning to try and stop England on set pieces, Ghana themselves will be targeting set pieces as a way to actually score against England. It very much will go both ways.
Jordan Ayew spent a career working hard on his own up front. Yeah, frustrated. Do you think with these, Messi's 39? I just looked up Michael Essien 43. Maybe he's thinking he retired too soon. Ghana could do with him.
Absolutely. Like they could do with him. They could do with Asamoah Gyan. They could do with a lot of these players from yesteryear. This is, like I said, it's not the same team. And I think Jordan Ayew is really at the center of that because he's kind of this conundrum. In the World Cup qualifiers, he was phenomenal. He carried this team to this World Cup. I think he had 14 goals and assists in 10 games. You know, he was the reason they qualified for the World Cup. But you could see in the Panama game, he's just not on the same wavelength. And Leicester City fans will know what I'm talking about. You know, he's labored, he's struggling to move. He's not the player he once was. But he has got that delivery on him. So it's, you know, it's that kind of perennial struggle because it's like he won't offer you much throughout much of the game, but if he can give you that one moment of magic, maybe from a free kick from a corner, you know, maybe it's worth having him on the pitch.
You mentioned Asamoah Gyan there. We spoke to Steve Bruce about an hour ago, and he was telling us when he was the Sunderland manager, there were 3 Ghanaians, including Asamoah Gyan, who said to him, "Can I bring my music doctor onto the coach?" This was for the derby against Newcastle. And Steve said, well, it can't hurt, can it? Get the boys in the right mood. So he had a drum. They all had drums. They were walking up and down the coach. Yeah. And they went and got Gubb 5-0 at St James's Park. So Steve wouldn't let him back on the way back. The reason I bring it up is I doubt if times have changed. So I suppose the Ghana bus on the way to the game tonight will be the party bus to get the boys in the mood.
Absolutely. The Jama, the kind of the songs that you're talking about, you know, that are really important to Ghanaian, you know, culture. It's a very musical country, and culture is very centered at sport. They play music before, you know, any kind of level of sport, whether it's schoolboy level, you know, or right up through the professional level. We've seen the players kind of buying into that already in the pre-match against Panama, and the post-match, the Kakalika dance is going viral in Ghana, and the players buying into that. It's a really, really important part of Ghanaian culture, Ghanaian footballing culture, and it's often been something that people have pointed to that sometimes some of the diaspora players have struggled to adapt to because it's not something they would have grown up with in Europe necessarily. But it's really, really important to the Black Stars in terms of setting the tone of what a game is, just lowering kind of the nerves, lowering the tension in the camp. So absolutely, the drums will be out, the music will be singing and dancing, and that is how they'll approach this game because that's what they do.
The bad news for England is a nationally renowned shaman of Ghana, Nana Kwaku Bonsam, has put a curse on Harry Kane ahead of tonight's game. So we don't need any bad juju, do we? Of course, going into this game. I mean, do we know of his record, Nana Kwaku Bonsam? Has he put the mockers on other teams before, Alistair?
If memory serves, in 2014 he did the same with Ronaldo, and I do think Ronaldo did pick up a niggly injury, although he did also score against the Black Stars.
Right.
So it didn't quite work out from a Ghanaian perspective, and they lost that game and got knocked out in the group stages. So I think his record's a bit spotty on that one.
We did a big feature in 90 minutes just before the 1990 World Cup about bad juju and the way it would work in games, and there was a team that decided, the whole team, when before kickoff urinated in the opposition box.
Oh, that's nice.
To bring bad juju to the team and their goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Although, if you think about it, if you're the goalie, you're not diving in that, are you? It's got nothing to do with witchcraft, does it,
the deep
Alistair?
end or the shallow end.
It's just go and put a pair of tracksuit bottoms on. But these stories do pop up now and again in the world of African football, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, what one man's kind of witch doctor is another man's praying before a match, you know, and I think we have to approach these things like that. I think there's a lot of cultural significance in these things. There sometimes can be a lot of silly things. And I think a lot of maybe Ghanaians will point to the fact that, you know, a lot of European players are very superstitious in the way they put on their socks.
Exactly.
You know, John Terry, I think, in particular, put on one shin pad, then the other. And that was a really important thing. And if he didn't do that, that would kind of impact him. So yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a silly, fun side to it, and there's a kind of more serious side to it. But it's something that kind of pervades all of football. It's very, very.
I don't think you should be
sport,
cursing Harry Kane, though.
Well, there'll be 2 idiots like us on Ghanaian talkSPORT today saying, and you won't believe it, he won't put his shirt on till he comes out the tunnel, and they'll all be laughing at it. You're absolutely right, Alistair. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, guys.
There we are, Alistair Houth, the African football expert, giving us chapter and verse on Ghana tonight. The game, of course, is live on talkSPORT. It's a 9 o'clock kickoff. We'll have all the build-up for you, of course, from 7 o'clock with our team out there, Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot, and the former England defender Stuart Pearce. And before that, Portugal, Uzbekistan over on talkSPORT 2. And see if Ronaldo can come to the party. Panama, Croatia, the other game in England's group from midnight with Dance and Perry Groves on talkSPORT 2. And I'm guessing our creature of the night will be covering Colombia versus Congo. And that's Ollie Klink will be there, Kevin Hatchard, and former Ipswich skipper Luke Chambers. That's on talkSPORT overnight. So all the games, every game from this FIFA World Cup 2026 is live on the talkSPORT network. So we're going to hear from some Ghana fans over here in the UK ahead of kick-off. We're in the Scotland camp with Shabana Hearn later on. And Russ Bray, the legendary darts ref, will be joining us as well, because he's going to be in New York and he's inviting some of the England boys along.
Oh, nice.
We've got a big tournament at Madison Square Garden.
They want to do that between them down there dressed as Super Mario?
I think they will.
Between games?
Be a good way to, anyway, we'll find out.
I'll tell you who would like to go.
Who's that?
Colo. Colo.
Yeah,
Colo.
And Yaya.
And Yaya.
Yeah, he'd like to go. Anyway, Russ will tell us more about that later in the show. But we'll get some news headlines next.
Saka's England teammate Ollie Watkins, he spoke to the media over the weekend and says managing the Arsenal winger's injury is crucial to the team progressing.
Not in the physio department, but look, he hasn't missed a day of training, so I think that's a good thing. I think he's played so many games throughout these last few years. You can see, because he's a crucial player for Arsenal and very important, because he's a top quality player and he brings quality to the pitch for Arsenal and England. I think he's very important, as everyone can see. So I think, managing, niggles going into a competition is very important. For the later stages, you need important players like him to be ready to play and step up when called upon. So, to play with him, I've only played with him a handful of times, but he's very unselfish and, that's perfect as a striker, someone who's always looking for you. And I feel like he makes always the right decision as a footballer. Whenever he receives the ball, he's going to always make the right decision, and I think that's the hardest thing to do in football.
How important is Saka? Do you want him to start tomorrow night? Because I thought the difference between him and Noni Madueke was big, understandably.
Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? Because he has come out and said that he's fine to start, but it's about the injury. An Achilles injury you have to be careful with. I would start him tomorrow, and then why can't you bring him off at half-time like Spain did with Lamine Yamal?
Yeah.
I think when he come on, he showed. Madueke, listen, a very good player. When he gets into certain positions, it's the wrong pass or it's the wrong shot, and he smashes at shots. But that same position, Saka's more...
Iconic. There's no other word. An 18-carat gold trophy that owns the world, and it waits. It waits for 4 years. It's 1971, and FIFA need a new trophy to replace the Jules Rimet, so they launch a worldwide design competition. And in his studio in Milan, 50-year-old sculptor Silvio Gazzaniga immediately gets to work. But instead of sending FIFA a picture, he goes further and makes a prototype they can hold. It works. FIFA choose his design over 52 others, and perhaps the most beautiful piece of silverware or goldenware enters the beautiful game. Let's let the artist himself describe it. Gazzaniga said the idea was to create something symbolising exertion, dynamism, and the jubilation of an athlete in the moment of victory, with all the joy that contains. The malachite rings in the base fitted the sculpture well because it's green like a football field, and it's also a precious stone. The first captain to lift the trophy was Franz Beckenbauer in 1974, and of course, it's only the greatest who get their hands on it. Zoff, Matthias paved the way for the modern-day heroes who dreamt of lifting Gazzaniga's masterpiece. But there was something about this man holding it that seemed to deliver everything the sculptor had imagined. Were I to ever redo it, the artist once said, I wouldn't change a thing.
It's showtime on talkSPORT with BetMGM. We're ready for the action. Are you? Visit betmgm.co.uk or download the app. 18 plus. GambleAware.org.
Just getting the news there from Sinead that the former head of the SNP, Peter Murrell, has got 5 years and 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering, what job will he get inside? I mean, it would. I mean, if he got like the garden, and he's walking up and down in this heat with the old lawnmower, I think I used to have a. So one of those electric ones in the
nice
past,
mower,
you know, one
nice
of those.
there.
Or barista. That wouldn't be if they need a prison barista. The man who has quite a lot of experience of 3 coffee machines.
And 20 grand on pens, was it, Paul? Something like that?
So maybe he'll get a job, you know, that like Fletch used to do, where you write letters for some of the boys that aren't as quite as eloquent.
That's nice. Yeah, that's. Yeah. When you said Fletch.
Yeah, I don't mean out Ben Fletch.
Not Ben Fletch. Yeah. I thought, did Ben used to do that, did he?
I wonder if, we won't conjecture on this for too long, but I wonder if it will be a bit like, you know, Mr. Bridger in the Italian Job, you know.
Yeah.
See you, Mr. Murrell. Well, I'll have a coffee if you've got to all look after him.
In his cell, I used to have a caravan bigger than this.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Life on the open road. So anyway, we move on because we've got plenty to talk about. It's time to catch up on all the odds thanks to BetMGM. And Sean Martin joins us. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hi, lads. How you doing?
Good to see you again. Did you enjoy your week off?
I did enjoy my week off, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You weren't in Boston. You weren't drinking Boston and Miami Dry, were you?
Unfortunately not. It was more of a family holiday this time. But I did make it to Germany for the Euro, but I couldn't quite swing the US, unfortunately.
So last night, results-wise, I mean, look, the Golden Boot has hotted up, I'm guessing, a little bit. So where's Messi standing at the moment? And we saw Haaland get a couple as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was all about the big names turning up again, wasn't it? Messi, Mbappe, then Haaland. Messi to score any time was actually the most backed single selection with us yesterday. And I've got to give Alex Licence, who was on with you yesterday, a shout here, because he did come on with you guys, or with you and Andy, Paul, and tipped up all 3 of those players to score 2 or more. Wow. At 70-1, I think it was. I've not actually heard from him this morning, so maybe he's linked his savings on that. And maybe he's the one sitting in New York, somewhere.
Booking the flights to Mauritius.
But in any case, apart from his bank balance, the upshot of those goals last night, they carry over almost into all 3 of the kind of main markets: the World Cup winner market, the Golden Boot market, and the Golden Ball market. France, oddly, have actually moved out a smidge from 7-2 to 4-1 to win it all. Argentina in a couple of points to 13-2. Well, Spain and England remain the same as yesterday at 5-1 and 13-2 respectively. Golden Ball, Haaland and Mbappe were tied at 4s yesterday. It's now Mbappe 5-2. Haaland actually moved out as well to 6-1, and Messi, the new favourite, at 2-1. It's kind of gone the other way in the Golden Boot odds. Mbappe is now even money favourite, having been 3-1 yesterday. Messi's also come in, he's 37-20 from 4s, and Haaland has come all the way in from 14-1 yesterday to 5s today, fellas. Wow. I'm going to throw this at you just randomly, just because we were talking about it this morning, and I'm always interested in kind of perspectives when it comes to, you know, the kind of history type of things. Is Messi the greatest World Cup player ever for either of you, or like one or two of my colleagues, you still look at the likes of Pele, Maradona, original Ronaldo is kind of untouchable in the World Cup?
When you're sort of old like I am, I mean, my first World Cup was Mexico 70, and you know, you get a bit misty-eyed about that Brazil team and Pele. Although I still maintain that the 4th goal by Carlos Alberto is not the greatest goal of all time, because Italy had given up by then. I mean, anybody can score a goal like that when there's no pressure on the ball.
You get caught between nostalgia and recency bias, don't you?
Exactly.
So
and I mean, how do you even compare it? Maybe AI can do the job for us one day. But I mean, Messi for his longevity, for the fact, I mean, you know, but then you look at players like Pele and Maradona, and you look at Maradona scoring in 86 on a pudding of a pitch. Even Gary Lineker said that the other night, and what a terrible pitch that was.
And Messi has scored a majority of his goals over the age of 35.
In an era when you don't get kicked as much. I mean, you know, it's almost like top trumps, isn't it? But I just love that first goal by Messi. There was just, you know, the sort of thing, that thing about putting your house on it. In running, I mean, I'd say please gamble responsibly, but have you ever gone at your house in running, as that ball runs to him, Even though he's missed a penalty, you just don't feel he's missing that, Sean, do you?
No, you don't. It's kind of that exact area of the park. It's almost inevitable if it's Messi that's coming onto that he's going to score it, isn't it? But just out of curiosity, what is your greatest goal? What for the World Cup ever? Then, if it's not the
that's a
greatest goal ever.
That's a very good question. Frank Lampard's against Germany in 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say Jeff Hurst definitely went over the line.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Jorginho, that's a good goal, isn't it? That one. I like David Platt's overhead. Overhead via, I'm going to say Belgium.
Belgium. It was Belgium.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to think of the context of the game. That's a winner in the last minute in a World Cup. I think context is all, which is why I'm not having Carlos Alberto's goal. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good goal. I'm just saying Italy were in the pub at that point.
Maradona, surely. Maradona.
Oh, yeah. 80.
Not the
still hurts. I mean, it might be yours. It still hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell by the accent, Sean, you particularly enjoyed that goal. Yeah. So, two players that want to turn up continue at the party, Harry Kane and Ronaldo against Uzbekistan, who will be hoping to put a couple on and maybe put himself in the frame for the Golden Boot.
Yeah, I'll come on to the other games tonight, but it very much is mostly England Ghana that's taking the centre of attention for the betters as well. But we just spoke about Messi, Haaland and Mbappe all scoring a brace. Harry Kane to do the same tonight, which you really wouldn't put it past him. It's just over 2-1, and it's 13-2 for Kane to get at least a hat trick. Again, I was listening in before, assuming the witch doctor's curse doesn't pay dividends.
Yeah.
England heavy favourites for the game generally. They're 6-1 on. Ghana 12-1, which I do think is still slightly long, despite what Alistair was saying there to you guys. And then the draw is 5-1. My colleagues obviously have more of a vested interest in England's fortunes and kind of team selections than I do. And when we were chatting earlier, they hammered home the point to me that it does still come down to, but in their mind anyway, Gahey versus Stones and Rashford versus Gordon in terms of the team tonight. They did generally seem to agree that they'd prefer Gahey and Rashford, but overall, really, and this was me kind of looking at it top level for them, if you guys do win tonight, it just gives you a bit of a green light to almost go full rotation for the Panama game of the weekend, doesn't it, ahead of the knockouts. With that in mind, actually, give me a correct score for the England game tonight, James. I've got the odds in front of me here. What do you think?
I think they're going to try and get in front, and then they will make a lot of changes to rest players. I'm going to go 2-0. I could see it easy getting quite disjointed maybe after an hour if they can go 2 in front. So I'll be positive and go 2-0. Charlie, what are you?
I'm going to go 3. I'm going to go 4-1.
Blimey.
Yeah. 4-1. I think we're going to score loads of goals.
Okay.
Again.
Bit of a difference in odds there. 9-2 for yours, Paul. 4-1 is 14-1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Charlie. Well, you're often bold. Put your money where your mouth is. But responsibly, obviously.
Obviously.
So let's have a quick one on Ronaldo then, with Portugal playing Uzbekistan in the first game. I mean, what sort of odds is he to finally get off the mark?
Yeah, so a few other games tonight. Portugal versus Uzbekistan, Panama, Croatia and Colombia take on the Congo as well. 3 clear favourites across those games. Portugal 10-1 on, Croatia 4-9, Colombia 12-25. I suppose the biggest question is, does Ronaldo start after he's can we call it a disaster class? I'm sure we probably can. Against Congo. He's 2-1 for first goal scorer tonight. And then even looking at the other games, I like the look of Colombia. I said, Ronaldo aside, obviously, the big attacking names seem to be generally turning up so far. Luis Diaz, 25 goals, 19 assists for Bayern this season, already scored and assisted in the opener. He's actually 40-1 for the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot, and the latter of which, you'll remember, a Colombian won that as recently as 2014, so it's not massively out there. But in terms of tonight, Diaz goal or assist is just under evens, 27-20 to score any time and just over 3-1 to score first. And if we wrap all 4 games up, so the 3 I just mentioned plus England into a nice wee fourfold, the favourites all to win and over 2.5 goals in each game, that comes in at bang on 7-1 for tonight, lads. It's not quite Alex Lyson's 70-1 territory, but it's decent.
I quite fancy Congo get a draw tonight against Colombia. I imagine that wouldn't be bad odds. I mean, most people probably expecting Colombia to win, but after that first performance, I think they'll go in with a lot of confidence.
Yes, 11-4 for Congo to get a draw. They're 11-2 to win it, 11-4 for the draw. And if you go double chance, so the draw or Congo, it's 29-20.
Excellent.
So that might be decent.
Nice one, Sean. Enjoy the football tonight, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys.
There we are, Sean Martin there from BetMGM with all the very latest odds. Visit betmgm.co.uk. You can download the app. 18+. Be gambleaware.org.
It's showtime on talkSPORT with BetMGM. Keep things golden with responsible play at betmgm.co.uk. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Steve Clark's taken a bit of heat since the Morocco game, Alan, because, there was a feeling that Shankland, who is a natural finisher, maybe should have been on the pitch, never got a chance.
Well, I was going to come to that, guys, because this Brazil game, what does he do? Does he sit back, and if we get beat 1-0, it's probably enough to qualify, which is remarkable, which is brilliant. Or does he have a go and say, look, let's push them back, let's try and get at them? Now, who do you play up front? Do you play Shea Adams again, who's more mobile than Shankland? Shankland is the best finisher Scotland have got in the squad. He's a McCoy's job. He can finish, make no mistake. So he'll be kicking Steve Clark saying, you got to play me. You got to play me. I'm in great form. So it's an interesting one. But whoever plays there, as I say, guys, I think John McGinn's the one who's got to try and spark off him when the ball goes forward. We've got to retain some sort of possession, or we're going to be under so much pressure. And down that left-hand side, Vinicius Jr., that's the side that really worries me for Scotland. We've got to block that off. But in saying that, look, as long as we defend better, give no stupid goals away. In fact, the goal against Morocco, that was a great finish. I'm not going to whinge and say, how can you lose a goal that early? It was a great finish. It was an offside decision. He pushed up when he shouldn't have done, and we got punished. After that, second half, we were great. I thought Christie came on and done well. And I thought the boy from Norwich done well. Kenny McLean, he came on and done well. So it's going to be an intriguing one. It's going to be, all eyes will be on the coach to see what he does and how he plays and what formation he plays.
Another one is Gannon Doak, who's very popular with the fans. But you talk about Vinny Jr., maybe one way...
He looked good when he came. Yeah. In both games he's looked good.
But he's great going.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Duracell's Extra Mile on talkSPORT. Different, better, unstoppable.
Time now for Duracell's Extra Mile, where we're going to pick the player who we think went the extra mile, the player that brings a game-changing performance and unstoppable power. And we've talked a lot about Messi and Haaland and Mbappe, but let's salute someone last night who, after 5 tournaments, 3 World Cups, 19 games, finally scored a goal.
Yeah, and who was that, Paul?
Ousmane Dembele.
Very, very good.
And he could have got his first goal if he'd been more selfish. About 5 minutes early or 10 minutes earlier than he did score last night, because when there was that goalkeeping cock-up, he squared the ball to Mbappe to score his second, whereas he could have had a shot.
Yeah.
But, the ultimate team player, you'd say, wouldn't you? But he got his goal in the end.
He did indeed,
It's hard to believe a player of that quality who's played in that many tournaments hadn't scored.
That much experience, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good during the rain break, wouldn't it, Paul? You wouldn't want your batteries to run out during the rain break, would you, Paul?
This is the good thing about the Duracell.
Exactly.
In the 2 hours of downtime.
Exactly. They'd have their...
It's still ticking over.
All their battery run... all their Walkmans.
In a day we're talking about Killian, let's celebrate the unselfishness and finally getting that monkey off his back.
Yeah, very good.
Always a brilliant player, and stepping up last night. So for us, he went Duracell's extra mile.
Duracell's Extra Mile on talkSPORT. Different, better, unstoppable.
Thomas Donahoe from Busby called for his ball back to Bangor. The textile workers in Rio saw no football breakthrough. Charles Miller sailed the Magdalena, brought the rule book and the game. With the ball under each arm, so Paulo would never be the same. Passing names down through the gate.
That's good, isn't it?
That is good. That is legit, Paul.
Wow. You can get the...
My sort of... Turn it up again, Becky.
You can get some a bit more.
From Glasgow to Rio, Paisley to Sao Paulo. Obrigado, play the game.
I'm into it, Paul.
That's really good.
That. All good.
That is Colonel Mustard and the Dijon 5. And there's a story to that song.
Okay, yeah.
It's not just a kind of Brazilian-Scottish mashup. There is a real story. It was unearthed by the band and members of the band, because one of the members of the band knew they had some kind of link to a bit of a pioneer of Brazilian football.
Oh, yeah.
That went over there and worked. But until they dug into the history, they didn't realise just what a story it was. And we're going to be chatting now to some of the members of the band. Malcolm McLean is over in Sao Paulo, we think. And Mikey Grant is joining us, along with John McMustard, possibly not his real name.
Good news.
Of course, all members of the band. Good afternoon, guys. Or good morning, should I say.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Morning. Yeah, we're good.
Early morning from Sao Paulo.
Yeah, very early.
Bom dia.
From Sao Paulo. Indeed. So, Malcolm, maybe we should start with you, because this kind of is your ancestors' story. Tell us more about the kind of role he played in Brazilian football.
Well, Archie played, who was my grandfather. He played in Scotland before he went to Brazil. He was sent to Brazil by Coates to help start up a factory in Sao Paulo. And basically, he very quickly got into top teams in the Paulista League. And they were playing very much a kind of long ball and dribbling type game. So Archie introduced them to the Scottish short passing game, which had been very successful for Scotland against England, I have to say, over quite a long period of time before he went. And so the Brazilians adopted this. They called it the tabelinha, the little chart. And basically, Archie's, he reached the highest level of play in Brazilian football in the sort of 1910 to 1920 era. But he's mainly credited in the history of Brazilian football with the introduction of what they call the tabelinha, the short passing game, which they then continued to develop. And lots of people play that type of game now.
Yeah,
so
interesting. How aware, Malcolm, how aware were you of this story? And still, you kind of tentatively knew, or did you know the whole backstory?
Well, I've known the whole backstory for years and years. Yeah. I knew Archie very well. I was born in Brazil myself, and I was sent back to Scotland to go to school, and Archie was had by that time retired back to Scotland. So he was my guardian, if I could call it that, and I lived with Archie for a long time. In fact, I shared a bedroom with him until the day he died.
Wow.
So I knew Archie really well. So I've known the whole story for many, many years.
Brilliant. It's what a great story. Yeah. Mikey, when you and the guys in the band kind of got this story, I mean, what an inspiration. We can hear it. Just tell us a little bit more about how the song came about.
Well, basically, it sort of came about in the sense that the second that ball left Kenny McLean's foot at the halfway line against Michael and soared over him into the net, I'm on the phone to John saying, you know what we need to do? We need to do something completely unique. We need to write a World Cup song because you know what? Nobody else is going to be doing that. How wrong was I? Everybody's written World Cup songs. Loads of folk we know. Even my son wrote one. Except he wrote one for Portugal, so he's currently banished to the garage until they go out. So we became aware of this story probably. Okay, it's around about the time that we decided that we were going to write a samba song, because clearly what had happened, the draw was made and we were in the group of death as usual, you know. Brazil, Morocco, 2 of the top 10 teams in the world, and Haiti, who are in there to trip us up clearly. And we decided, so we want to write a samba song because the sort of nature of our band is we're a sort of 10-piece, 11-piece at full strength. We've got a great brass section, and we knew that something like that would really work in the band. Interestingly enough, and this is just quite coincidental, John's brother-in-law is a guy called Rory Dixon, who is the maestri of the local community samba band, Samba Ya Bamba.
It all fell into place, didn't it?
I mean, it totally fell into place. So we wrote a bit of music. We went to see Roddy. We said, Roddy, you know, is this samba? Roddy, is this samba police? So we said, no, that's salsa. We need to turn, you know, we need to make it like this.
The difference.
There is a difference. There's clearly a difference. And so that was the sort of backstory to the genre. And then when it came down to writing the lyrics, John, and I'll probably want to talk about this in a second, had sort of said to me, look, my sister's told me this incredible story about a guy, Malcolm McLean, who actually plays in the band Samba Ya Bamba, and it's essentially about his grandfather was a huge star in Brazilian football. And from there, that was really just the sort of tip of the iceberg, because it prompted us to go and take a look at what other, influential figures from a Scottish point of view had went over to Brazil. And there's obviously clearly been a good number of Scottish people.
Well, Charles Miller is the man that often gets quoted. John, just very quickly, because we're out of time, unfortunately, we want to play a bit more of the song. Where can people find the song? Where can we download it? Because I think a lot of people would have loved hearing that. So
everywhere, all over YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's on all the social media platforms. We're playing lots of festivals this summer, so folk can come along and enjoy it. And we've got a few booked with Samba Ya Bamba, so it's been great to get involved. And it mentions other guys, Thomas Donohoe, Charles Miller and Jock Hamilton were all key figures as well. There's a couple of English guys in the mix, and I think the English kind of lay claim to Charles Miller as well, because he was educated there.
Right.
But his dad's from Fairley, so we're claiming him.
Not bad at all. I mean, you're two Scots doing a samba, so I don't think we can say who's claiming what.
No, that's true. Once we're on slightly rocky ground.
Samba to Brazil.
Mikey, John, Malcolm, thank you ever so much. Really good. Really enjoyed the song. We'll try and play out with a little bit more. It's called The Fathers of Brazilian Football. It's available. Go and check out the band on all the socials to find out where they're going to be playing live with the Samba Band too. Colonel Mustard and the Dijon 5. Yeah, let's play out with a little bit more of the song.
Lots has been made about the fitness or lack of for Declan Rice. He came off during the win over Croatia. He's played 63 matches this season and admitted that he's been nursing a hammy for the last 6 months. England legend Stuart Pearce, who coached Rice at West Ham, discussed Rice's fitness and his role at the World Cup.
It's a great challenge for him. You know, he's a team player, always has been magnificent as a team player. You take him off, he's not going into himself and sulking. You know, he'll see the greater good and the reasoning behind it. And if he's got anything about him that I think he has, when he's had bad moments at West Ham, when he was on his ascendancy, he'll embrace them and make him a better player.
For more reaction from Stuart Pearce, you can check out the World Cup Daily Podcast. Who play? I don't have a problem if Rice is injured tomorrow. Even if he's got a little niggle, I would not play him. That's why we've got a squad, right? Of
course.
Who'd you bring in? Is it Henderson? What do you do?
You could bring Henderson, or you could just play Bellingham next to Anderson and Rodgers as a 10.
Yeah.
I'm not being, no offence to Ghana, some very good players.
I totally agree. How
watching Ghana in their first game, they're nothing to worry about. And that's just being as respectful as I can be about the Ghana side. We should not be playing anybody who's got a niggle. If it's Saka, if it's Rice, we've got the squad of players.
Even Kane in these games.
Okay, Watkins, you're in. Because every other team's doing it.
Yeah.
Look at Neymar, he's gone. He's not ready. Okay, wait till you're ready. Rafinha, he's now out to the latter stages. They're keeping him there to see if he's ready for the late stages of the tournament. Lamine Yamal come off, could have played longer. You've had a niggle before the tournament. Let's take you off. It's all about managing the squad in a World Cup that's so long.
Yeah. Would you say out of the three, out of Rice, Bellingham and Kane...
We're going to find out what the weather's like today across the United States ahead of this evening's games with Fox Weather over in New York. Shabana Hearn joins from the Scotland camp as well. But first, Toby Gillies has the sports headlines.
Talk Sport.
Yeah, good afternoon. Now, does Villa plus Messi equals Premier League and Champions League winners? That's Gabby Agbonlahore's take, believe it or not. The new all-time leading scorer at World Cups. He's also the current Golden Boot leader on the eve of his 39th birthday. And Gabby's also got another hot take.
Do not be surprised, and I've said it the other day, Messi will play another World Cup.
In 2026, Messi has one more than Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, who are both on 4. In France's win over Iraq, Mbappe pulled out the flute celebration that he'd promised James Corden.
I was in the kitchen and my dad just went, "He did the flutes! He did the flutes!" And I ran in. And then my phone just exploded.
Yeah, including by us. On James's US TV show, Mbappe revealed he used to play the flute growing up. Now, David Seaman is wondering what's up with Troy Deeney, who said England can't win the World Cup with Jordan Pickford in goal. Seaman says they can't win it without him.
His style's different, you know. Sometimes, you know, even like looking back, you know, he used to make me a little bit nervous when I used to watch him, but that's just his style. That's the way he is.
And Declan Rice has told talkSPORT about Tom Brady turning up in the England camp's cafe.
I just went over, said hello, obviously said hello to H, like you would do, like all the players, and then, yeah, went and had breakfast, but I was sat confused thinking, why is Tom Brady here in Kansas? But Harry's obviously a good friend of his, they get on really well, so, yeah, I think he come to see Harry, and, yeah, it was nice to briefly say hello to him.
Meanwhile, Rice says his hamstring is fine. Everyone trained yesterday, including Bukayo Saka. Remember, England-Ghana, live on talkSPORT tonight. All the build-up from 7.
talkSPORT News.
Thunder, lightning and flash floods overnight ahead of another day of hot weather. And former SNP boss has been jailed for embezzling more than £400,000. Sinead's got more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Heatwave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
Hot and humid with strong sunshine in England and Wales. Hot but slightly cloudier across Scotland and Northern Ireland with light winds. And for those wanting to know if there'll be any delays to England-Ghana at 9 p.m. UK time tonight, there is expected to be some rain, though not torrential. But, and this is crucial, weather forecasters there say thunder and lightning is possible, which is, of course, how they determine whether a game can go ahead or not.
Hello.
US football forecast on talkSPORT with QuickFit, a team selection that everyone would be happy with this summer. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Just before we look ahead to the latest weather over in the States, Mexico and Canada, because there's games in all three hosts countries this evening and into tomorrow morning. That's all thanks to Quick Fit. John Ketley joined us yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And he said this could be happening in Philly ahead of the France game.
That band of heavy rain is gradually nudging northeastward, so it's going to be affecting other parts to the northeast later on today and into tonight and first part of tomorrow. So that will bring heavy rain for the match which France are playing in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Some heavy rain going that way today.
John was spot on, wasn't he?
Very good, John. Very good indeed.
So the pressure is on.
He's not making it up, Paul.
That's right. The pressure's on Hayley Meyer from Fox Weather over in New York. Hi, Hayley.
Hello, Hayley.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, it's a high-pressure forecast when we're talking about FIFA World Cup. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Now we had... So that's the first kind of weather-interrupted game, of course, that we've seen, and we expected more. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get sort of similar issues today. So maybe we should kick off, because I think the first game today is in Toronto, isn't it? So we can get a bit of a feel for that, I think, with Portugal. What's the weather likely to be there?
Well, I'll tell you what. In Toronto, we're looking at temperatures at about 21.6 degrees Celsius, so we're thinking about 71 degrees. Perfect football weather. I used to play football my entire life, played in college or university, I think is how you guys call it. So if I'm looking at a forecast of 70 degrees or 21 degrees Celsius, I'm loving it.
Ideal.
And then we'll likely stay around that zone, dropping into right about 20 degrees Celsius by the end of the game. I think the game in Toronto is a little bit later. That one being Panama versus Croatia.
Yeah, that's it.
But it is a knockout game in theory. You know, you think about two teams both coming off of a loss, a tough loss for Panama there. And so it is a do or die game. So the weather, thankfully, not really much of a factor. There has been some games in Toronto that had some isolated showers. But truly, the France game yesterday was the deluge that we knew at some point was going to happen for the World Cup. Now, unfortunately for you guys, England versus Ghana probably has the highest chance of some rain working its way in, but nothing like we saw with France. And honestly, the pitch shouldn't even be that wet like we were looking at with Norway yesterday over in New York, New Jersey either. So I would say overall, today's a much better weather day. I don't think we'll be dealing with any delays. But if anything, England, a little bit of a sprinkle that could skip the ball a little bit faster.
That's good.
I mean, we don't mind a bit of rain, Hayley, but it's just when you kind of get the electric storms that come with it, and that's what delays the game. So if we're going to see some rain in Boston, are we likely to see the thunder and the lightning and the stuff that holds the game up?
No, right now, not really looking at that. What happened yesterday is we had this cold front that came through, but in the wake of that, we were also looking at some instability that was able to pull its way up the I-95 corridor. But since this cold front kind of sliced across the northeast, it really sucks away all of that energy that would make these storms more convective. So the good news is we're likely not talking about any kind of thunderstorm activity like we were yesterday in Philadelphia. But the Philly game with France, I mean, that was one of the longest World Cup matches ever, if you include that weather delay. 131 minutes from start to finish. And so as an athlete, you think about the mental game that you are going through sitting in that locker room. France was up going into that halftime, but it's always a question mark. Are they going to come out with the same level of force and fury when they can, you know, have an hour plus of their muscles getting cold and maybe psyching themselves out? But clearly Mbappe proved everybody wrong. He's good to go. And honestly, I think he's on track for that golden boot.
Yeah, well, okay. That's he's in some pretty
not just weather forecast, Paul.
Yeah, I did show you a bit of a curveball, Eddie, because the first game Portugal-Uzbekistan's in Houston, isn't it? So what are we expecting from the Houston weather?
Well, Houston, thankfully, is an indoor stadium, so no big concerns there.
No.
It is going to be a little bit hotter, especially for some folks who maybe aren't used to the heat as much. Temperature is about 31 degrees Celsius to start the game, so kickoff at about 1 p.m. So likely closer to about probably 30 degrees Celsius for fanfare, everything that's going on across the Houston area. Jumping up to about 32 degrees Celsius a little bit later on, halftime throughout the game, and then we'll gradually warm. So for Fahrenheit, we're talking about 91 degrees. For Houston weather, that's actually not that bad. This time of year in the South in the United States, I mean, temperatures, especially with the heat index where you factor in the humidity, it can feel well over 100 degrees, 105. So 91 or 32 degrees Celsius, not horrible, but definitely going to cause some folks to be sweating it out if you're walking around outside. But good news, again, climate controlled. So, I mean, but that also saved the other Portugal game that was over in Houston as well. I mean, there was a lot of tropical downpours there too. And if it weren't for that indoor stadium, that would have been the other larger weather game to watch.
Hayley, thank you. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Hayley.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's Hayley Meyer there over in New York for Fox. And that was our weather update. All thanks to QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
US football forecast on talkSPORT with QuickFit. Your car's star player you can always rely on this summer. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Max Scott has popped in the studio to see us.
Good morning.
Oh, yes.
Are they going to start?
Good afternoon. You're doing what I do.
Gone
12.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Going to start having dehydration breaks, do you think, to dry off? Instead of
they might do.
It starts
I feel
raining,
far too hydrated. So you've been catching up with some Ghana fans.
Yes,
right?
Yes, I have indeed. And look, you know, they are very confident, Ghana fans.
Are they?
There's that extra emotional, I think, sort of with the connection between the two countries, the history between the two countries. There's that extra boost, and of course they've got players. Whether it's Antoine Semenyo, born in England, you've got Brandon Thomas Asante, also Caleb Urinchi, 20-year-old midfielder. He's the one to watch, according to my scouting report, which is actually reading what everyone else says, who knows a lot about African football. But I did speak to a Ghana fan on the way into work on Peckham High Street, who is incredibly confident about tonight.
It's been a long time that we need to play with them. And can I testify that from today we are going to score them like 2-0? Yeah, no doubt.
Early prediction, I like it. Talk to me, you say the emotion about playing against England. You obviously live here in England. You've proudly got your Ghana shirt on. Talk to me about that extra emotion.
You see, I would say they have been our leaders for quite some time ago. Anytime that you need to play with your leader, you have to show some kind of way like they are their master, but just to gonna prove them like you're no more their master again. You understand? Yeah.
You've got Antoine Semenyo. I would say for me, one of the best players in the Premier League last season. He's going to be important tonight, isn't he?
All right, who is that player?
Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah, he's gonna play well today. Surely, he's gonna play well. Definitely, if not, he's going to score. He's going to make a process for somebody to score.
Okay, I like it. You've got the predictions early on.
2-0. Sure, for sure.
So very confident.
2-0. Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Brandon Thomas Asante played against Torquay in the National League South.
Did he really?
He was a National League South player, for quite a while, for Oxford City. Wow. And I think he played for Sutton United as well. But so
fantastic.
Here he is at the World Cup.
He made that last-minute winner against Panama. Brilliant for Caleb Urinchi, the guy I was talking about. So look, they're obviously Ghana no mugs. I mean, they didn't qualify for AFCON last year, first time since 2004, and really Panama could have got something from that game. Panama had more possession. You know, Antoine Semenyo was finding himself in a bit like Harry Kane, desperately trying to get involved in the game. I don't think they found a way to really utilise him. But Ghana got some top players there, you know, players that we've heard of. Maybe a little bit aging. Jordan Ayew, for example, Abdul Fatawu. So there's names that we know there. And as we just heard, and as we already know, they're going to be right up for it tonight.
Yeah.
So any other stories we've noticed from this World Cup?
Yeah, I wanted to highlight some really positive comments by Thomas Tuchel on Jude Bellingham. And I've got to say, I, for one, feel quite relieved that there seems to be this real togetherness that includes Jude Bellingham, not maybe ostracising him like I think we've seen in the past. And before the Ghana game, Tuchel was asked about Bellingham and specifically about how he played with Harry Kane. But Tuchel decided, I think intentionally, to make a much broader point about Jude Bellingham. He said, we saw the full potential of Jude and his full commitment. There's no doubt that a game and competition like this brings the best out of him. Jude played fully into our idea, was fully committed to the team and the team's spirit, and to play in full cohesion with everyone else. He's super reliable. after those bombshell comments that Tuchel made on talkSPORT about his behaviour being repulsive, and whilst that might have been maybe some lost in translation,
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
it no doubt I think caused a little bit of a rift between him and Jude Bellingham. But it's nice to see, don't you think, that he sort of brought him back under his wing. He's given him the armband, and he seems to be, right in and amongst the brotherhood that Tuchel.
Well, a lot of the reasons for the squad selection that Tuchel gave, wasn't it? That the team spirit. These are the players that play for the team, and some of the people. I think some of the players he dropped for that reason.
Yeah.
He said that.
I think Bellingham's doing it on his own terms as well. He didn't he's not sort of tempered the way he tends to react when he scores a goal. He had the big arms out celebration.
Who else?
Well, exactly. He's still being himself as well, and I think that's important because you don't want to kind of change the guy's attitude and his mood, because that's what makes him the player he is.
And we've got to embrace that, I think. I love the fact that Harry Kane is this unassuming, quiet. He's never in the front pages of the newspaper. There's never any salacious headlines. And I love that about Harry Kane. But I like the yin and yang with Golden Balls, Jude Bellingham. You know, he is the one. And I think that that's a really good balance to have in the leadership team in England. And you're seeing that with the way Jude Bellingham's going to play, and surely starting tonight, and not going to be out of the team. So Thomas Tuchel speaking really positively about Jude Bellingham. I think that bodes well. However, he's speaking very negatively, you mentioned it at the top of the section, about hydration breaks.
Yeah.
He says, essentially it's taking away characteristics of the beautiful game. I like football when it's played in one go, because it builds momentum, but this interrupts the momentum, changes the identity of a football match.
Agreed.
And I just think, because Tuchel knows, and I'm sure he believes this, I'm not even sure he's not making this up, but he knows English football fans and European football fans in particular will hate these hydration breaks.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he just seems to be hitting, and I know we're only one game into the tournament, but I think this is another example of him hitting the right note and fans endearing himself to fans even more.
Yeah. He is, it's not going to happen in the Premier League, it just isn't. And it'd be interesting to see what happens at the next World Cup, which is Spain, Morocco, and bits of South America as well, isn't it? To mark the centenary. So it's going to be interesting to see if they keep it in for the American broadcast and this becomes a staple of World Cups. But I don't see it being a staple of other leagues. Whether they bring it in the MLS, I don't know.
Call me a cynic, but I think the guaranteed advertising slot that a 3 or 4 minute hydration break provides wouldn't surprise me if FIFA in its current iteration did keep it in the World Cups and try and bring it into the MLS.
That's sort of, Barnsley in the middle of December. You're not going to need a hydration break, are you? Go off for 5 minutes, put an overcoat on. Well, Max, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tracking down the Ghana fan. The game is live tonight. England take on Ghana tonight in their second World Cup match, of course, live on talkSPORT. And if you're in the Midlands area, there's only one place to watch England tonight, the talkSPORT Fan Zone. We've teamed up with Aston Villa to create a fan zone at the SI Warehouse right next to Villa Park. It's a brilliant venue with a top atmosphere. You get a free pint with your ticket. The former Villa forward Dean Saunders will be there tonight for the game. So just head to talksport.com/fanzone to get your ticket for either tonight or Saturday against Panama. We're going to be popping into the Scotland camp with Shabana Hearn very shortly. We're here with our good friends at Selco Builders Warehouse. It's where the trade go.
Tell me a little bit more about training though, because we're not privy to that much open training. We got 15 minutes yesterday at very close quarters. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Because there was a moment where Thomas was walking around, he's a meticulous planner, he demands standards, and he said, Jed, do better. What was that like?
I think this is normal. He's a great manager, and he wants the best from his players, and he demands higher standards, and for this tournament, we need to be ready. We need to be on it. So I think every session needs to be of the highest quality, and that's what he demands. And it's good.
But when you hear that,
Yeah.
and obviously you're in front of all of us as well, what does it make you immediately do? Oh God, I didn't think I was on it. What's the feeling?
No feeling really. I wouldn't be the only one he says it to. It's everyone else, you know. So it's no feeling. It's just a part of the game. If he needs me to do whatever, I'll do it. So it's not. It's just part of the game, really.
And what is he like behind the scenes? And what's he like as a manager?
Yeah, I think he's a great manager. He's a great guy. Very, very detailed in what he wants to do, and yeah, I think the boys really love him and have a great respect for him.
And where does that come from? Because we watch him on the training pitch. I get to speak to him regularly, and he loves you all as players. There's something in that, isn't there, of what he gives you and then what you give him back.
Give back. Yeah, I think it's like what he always says. We're building a family here, and we've built a family, and we built a brotherhood within the team, and everyone's all got one dream, one brain. So yeah, I think if everyone's on the same path, we can do special things, and I think he's built that environment in the squad.
Hello, I'm Matt Fordham from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Scotland play Brazil, of course, tomorrow night, our time, and we're going to catch up with Shabana Home very shortly. But she has been out about in Miami, having drunk Boston Dry and left no beer at all for the England fans. They've now moved on to Miami, and Shabana caught up with some Scotland fans in the city.
Tell me your prediction for Scotland-Brazil.
2-1 Scotland.
1-0 Scotland. Super John McGinn.
Wouldn't it be great to just have a moment like that?
Oh, it's coming. It's happening.
Well, haven't been drinking at all, have they?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I genuinely think, I may be being optimistic as a Scotland fan, but I do think that we can hold them. We held Morocco after a bad start.
Yeah.
And I think we can hold the Brazilians, yeah. And they're not playing brilliantly just now, so.
The only thing that we might struggle with is the heat, I think, honestly. It's watching Brazil against Haiti the other day, felt like really good. And we were in Boston for the Morocco game and the Haiti game, and the guys played well enough, but Brazil just look next level still, so I think we're going to struggle, but you've got to have some confidence, don't you?
Oh, 1 each.
Probably like 5-0 to Scotland.
I like this guy. You can stay with us. I like your optimism.
Yeah, wow, that would be the result of the century, wouldn't it? 5-0 to Scotland against Brazil.
They said they want a moment.
Shaban joins us now. Hi, Shaban.
Hello, Shaban.
Good morning to you, Paul. Good morning, Charlie. Welcome to Miami. I'm poolside. It's 7 a.m. The sun's coming up. And yes, the invasion has started here in Miami. What was Ocean Drive yesterday? It was very calm. It was baking hot.
Yeah.
I've never felt heat like it. I thought I was struggling. I thought like the hormones had kicked in. I couldn't decide if it was the heat or if it was me. And then we went along to the Miami Marlins game to watch the march up to the stadium and speak to the fans. And the party has arrived in Miami. They are brilliant. Everyone's just having such a good time.
Yeah. I take it you've been, as they say over there, doing the math, and you've been trying to work out how you can get through with 3 points. I mean, barring that 5-0 win, that could happen. It's possible that Brazil could beat Scotland. So have you worked out what needs to happen to get through with 3 points?
Spoke to my good pal Jim Proudfoot. He's our permutations man. That's his nickname, Permaman. And it looks like it's very possible. I mean, today where we stand, because the other teams who are looking to finish third have only been able to pick up a point, whereas we're finishing third with a win. So we're in a very, very healthy position as it stands. Obviously, there's a lot of if, buts and maybes, and it can change something like between now and then 490 times.
Yeah.
But for as it stands, it looks very, very possible and very likely that Scotland will go through to the round of 32 just with that win over Haiti. I don't make the rules, guys. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
This is the game that our friend Barca Jim, who comes on a weekend with us, has been calling the as it stands game, because every single Scotland tournament has a as it stands moment, and then it all falls apart. Normally, but maybe not tomorrow night, Shaban.
It's funny, like speaking to the fans last night, because obviously they were like, how many sheets to the wind by this point?
Sure, yeah.
By the time we'd end up speaking to them, and I said, have you heard the good news? You know, as it stands now, we're going through it. They were going, is it? Is it? And then I came away thinking, maybe I shouldn't have told them that. They don't think
Maybe they're going to have a drink to celebrate.
Yeah, they probably will. It's a bit of a rock and a hard place, Stevie Clarke, isn't he, tomorrow? Because, I mean, if you go toe-to-toe with Brazil, you probably do get beaten. But if you sit in a low block and just so you don't want to sort of die wondering, do you? It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to. Do you think you'll make many changes? Do you think Shankland might come in? Do you think Gannon Doak might start, or do you think he'll probably put out the same team as Morocco?
We'll see him in 3 hours. It's just gone 7 o'clock here. At 10 o'clock, we're at the open training session, and I think we'll be able to judge by his body language, by his energy when we see him. Because on match day ahead of Haiti, he was so positive and he was smiling and he was having a bit of crack with the press. And then with Morocco, you knew it. You knew the minute you walked into the press conference what kind of version we were getting, what kind of setup we were getting, and we were all right about that.
Yeah,
I would like to see Shankland, and I would give everything to see Ben Gannon Doak start. I know he's 20. I know there's a lot of pressure on him, but that boy is built for pressure. I saw him at the end of the Morocco game fall to his knees and say a prayer. I don't think I've seen that from a Scotland player ever. So I just think he's different class. I think he can offer Brazil something to be a little bit worried about. So let's do it, Steve. Let's do that. And you know, if it stands like it is just now, we are going through, and that is because we got a win. Let's try and get a win. Let's try and have a moment in front of goal. And I think if Shankland did press yesterday, we heard from him, he says he's just relishing and dreaming of that one opportunity to be in front of goal with Brazil. I reckon he's got the confidence. And he could probably do that for us. But we'll see. We'll see what he goes for. You are poolside, and round American pools in hotels, they have signs that tell you the things you can't do in the pool. I was in Myrtle Beach once, and the sign by the pool said, please do not swim if you have explosive diarrhea. And I thought, that's the last thing I'd be doing. I just think, I've had a bad morning. I think I'll go for a swim. I mean, there are some things you don't need to be told, aren't there, really? So do have a good read of the sign before you jump in and have an early morning dip. Thanks for that, Paul. You're just one of the people at the end of the day, aren't you? You're human like the rest of us. He has explosive diarrhea like the rest of us.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you for joining us so early, Shaban. Take care. Thanks a lot.
Come on, Scotland. Let's go.
Scotland,
come on. Come on.
I don't think she's ever coming home.
Yeah, I mean, she's loving it.
That's it. Husband and kids. That's the last they've seen. Last seen in Miami.
Well, there we are. Thanks to Shaban. All the build up to that one tomorrow. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
11 o'clock.
I mean, I'm touring to Scotland, Paul, so I don't want to tell you what I think the score will be. So.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So you're going for the big Scotland win. You're going with that 5-0.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Now there's going to be some darts in New York later this week. Russ Bray's going to be there, and there's an invitation for the England boys to come along. Russ is going to join us to set the scene for the darts. I wonder if he's going to get along to the Panama game. We'll catch up with him very shortly.
Well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Coke Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the Daily
well
Mail.
Done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Ben...
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no. I
love Declan. You know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, look at Arsenal been doing all season, and people have criticised us for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, just smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount? So was Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end of them,
so safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on the rest of the nation, right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen. Yep. So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I. But in 1966, when England won the World Cup, right? Jeff Hurst scored 3 and Martin Peters scored the other one. And Bobby Moore lifted it. And West Ham, for years, were like, West Ham won the World Cup. And this is exactly what you're doing now with Arsenal.
It is exactly what we're doing.
Right.
But
Bobby Moore, leading England at the 1970 World Cup. But did you know, 2 weeks before this photo was taken, Moore was under arrest in Colombia. So England were doing some altitude training in South America. Moore and Bobby Charlton went to a gift shop in their hotel looking for a present for Charlton's wife, and they left when they found nothing of interest. But as they were standing in the hotel foyer, the shop assistant came out and accused Moore of stealing a gold bracelet. He denied wrongdoing and was let go. England jetted off for a quick friendly match, but returned to the same hotel a few days later. And there, Moore was detained and placed under house arrest. Thinking he'd be without his captain for some time, Sir Alf Ramsey and the rest of the England squad left for Mexico. Back in Colombia, Moore was summoned before a judge. This is him, with the solicitors outside the court. The case saw him have to reenact the moment numerous times and face hours of questioning. By this point, the British Prime Minister Harold Wilson had got involved, and after several days, Moore was released. He got straight on a flight to Mexico City and arrived just in time for tea. The saga was...
The So Good moment of the day on talkSPORT with Meantime. talkSPORT have teamed up with Meantime to create So Good lager for the World Cup. Available now at all O'Neill's pubs and some of the best sports bars in the UK. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Yes, time now to look at the So Good moment of the day.
Okay, yeah.
With Meantime, and let's be honest,
Lovely.
It could only really be one thing.
Only one thing, really, Paul.
Works it further wide to the far side, and Medina, and here is Messi! And that's the moment they came for! Lionel Messi becomes the World Cup's all-time top goal scorer. 17 goals for Argentina's greatest of all time, and a player who has been to life, swept it home from the edge of the penalty area. And at the age of 38, nearly 39, Messi continues to hold centre stage on the world's biggest stage.
What made it even better was that it was such a trademark Messi goal. Had it been the second one where he'd gone for a rebound and gone after it and been tenacious, yeah, fine. But the fact it was edge of the box, one of those sort of dead-eye Dick sort of sweeps into the goal.
But also in a brilliant team move as well. You know, the getting to the byline and the dummy and all that leading up to it was perfect. Yeah.
And that whether it's a call or not from Messi, that sixth sense of knowing the bloke's going to be there and you can safely leave it because he'll ghost in. So, yeah, you can't look beyond that. It was a fantastic moment, and it was today's So Good moment of the day with Meantime. talkSPORT have teamed up with Meantime to create So Good Lager for the World Cup. Available now at all O'Neill's pubs and some of the best sports bars in the UK. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
The So Good moment of the day on talkSPORT with Meantime. talkSPORT have teamed up with Meantime to create So Good Lager for the World Cup. Available now at all O'Neill's pubs and some of the best sports bars in the UK. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Now, the US Darts Masters get underway on Thursday, and perfectly timed for the World Cup, and perfectly timed for England to be playing in New Jersey.
Unbelievable, yeah.
At the weekend. It's going to be a full turnout of the top stars. Here to tell us more, the man will be out there, of course, a darts legend, and he's not gone yet, so I think we catch him in Birmingham today. It's Russ Bray. Hi, Russ.
Hello, Russ.
Morning, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Nice to speak to you.
So you head out Thursday morning for it all to get underway in the evening?
Yep, I certainly do. I've got a couple of days here at the NEC at an exhibition here, and then fly out Thursday morning. I land Thursday morning, and obviously we start on Thursday night.
And there's going to be a few boys there keeping an eye on the football. We know the Lukes like football. Michael van Gerwen's going to be out there, and the Dutch are going well. So there's going to be a lot of football chat amongst all the darts, Russ.
Not half, Paul. You've got Nathan as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jasper's out. I'm not sure. So these boys are well up for it, and they love. Like you say, they love their football. You normally see them at their various teams, and during the week when they're training and things like that. So they love it.
Is it? Tell us a bit more about the tournament. I take it you've worked at it before. I mean, did you? It's at Madison Square Garden, no less. So, what an iconic place to be working, Russ.
It's a bit gorgeous, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
I've worked here a couple of years now, and it's got bigger and better every year. To be honest with you, it's a sellout again this year, which is awesome for the American policy. So, from PDC wise and TV wise, it should be a bit of a belter.
Is it open, Russ? Or do you get many locals or Americans turning up to play?
Yeah. Basically, what it is our boys go over, the PDC boys go over and take on basically the American lads. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a bit interesting this year because there's some very, very good dart players out there. Certainly, the Canadian boys are doing very, very well.
Bit of a Ryder Cup element.
I've got the field. Yeah. Actually, there's been a late change. MVG's not going. James Wade has come in to replace him. It's Littler, Humphreys, Jan van Veen. Again, he'll be keeping an eye on the Dutch. Gerwin, Price, Stephen Bunting, Johnny Clayton, James Wade and Josh Rock. And there's 5 Americans and 3 Canadians who are on the North American side. And the Canadians you mentioned, David Cameron. Can't be the same. He's not.
Maybe not.
Okay. Jim Long and Braden Hall. They're the 3 Canadians amongst all the Americans. So, and do you get good crowds?
Very good, very good. As I say, it's sold out. I mean, I think the theatre that we're in holds something like 3,500, 4,000, and it's actually sold out. So, and a great atmosphere as well, because Americans do like to party and do their chants and things like that. So, it's absolutely terrific. Yeah. Absolutely terrific.
Are you a football fan? Do you have a team?
Yeah, I'm a West Ham boy, mate. Yeah. I'm for an hammer. An hammer, I know. Funny enough, I watched this. I was in Phuket when we played Leeds last game of the season.
All right.
And Tottenham were on against Everton on the other page, so on the other telly there. And yeah, it's Well, we left the bar and went straight to the hotel to breakfast, so that gives you some idea of that.
And I said the two Lukes hoping to get to a game. I'm sure that the boys will be trying to score some tickets. So might you be tagging along? Russ, you're going to try and get to the England-Panama game if you can?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to, Paul, because I'm literally flying back Saturday morning. I'm staying in London overnight and then on Sunday flying off to Marbella to play golf for a week.
Yeah.
I was feeling sorry for you very briefly then, but I'm not now.
What a life Russ has, Paul.
Luke Humphries is joining us out there on the Monday.
Oh, brilliant. He'll have all the stories, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, not all.
So they love an English accent in the States, and they must love you, Russ. Do they get you to do 180s?
Every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. Yeah. No, look at it. Just say something. Just say something.
Yeah. They're just. It must be because it's the old. Can they do when they can't tell? They often say they can't tell the difference with any British accent. You can come from sort of Batley or from Bow, and obviously, I suppose we're the same. We're the same.
Exactly. Every American.
Well, the thing is, Americans always want to be English, don't they?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's exactly what they want to be. And,
do they ever?
It's a bit awkward when they change spelling of words.
Yeah,
I can see you saying, "I'm walking here." Yeah. Forget about it. I can hear you saying the New York phrases.
Get out of here. Yeah, I suppose it's you and all the
on the side.
Yeah. So well, Russ, lovely to talk to you. Safe journey over.
Yeah, good luck with it, Russ.
Enjoy it in New York and enjoy Marbella. All the best. Take care. There's Russ Brady.
What a life, Paul. What a life.
Legend. Yeah, he does. He gets around. I mean, he's kind of retired, Russ, because he retired from the sort of front line doing all the PDC events.
Yeah.
But he now goes out as an ambassador for our friends at BetMGM, and he goes out and does stuff, and he does the big events, pick and chooses, does what Stuart Pearce would call the glamourable ones.
Oh, yes, of course.
Off to Phuket to do it, the Phuket Open. I mean, rather than being... So what he's put on the back burner is like a sports centre in wherever, where they often have some of those prelim rounds of the UK.
Yeah, I'll leave that.
But then he goes and does the Maldives Open and all that one.
People want him, don't they? No Russ, no party.
Exactly. They want the icon there. So if you're going over, if you're over there for the
like
football,
Jimmy Lennon Jr., isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You want the voice. So if you're going over and you're going for the football for that final Panama game, go and say hello to Russ and all the darts players. You may well see them at the match. Of course, the Lukes, it seems, are certainly interested in going. So. There is a special sports bars. There was ahead of the Croatia game.
Oh, yeah.
It's Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara once again. They're going to be keeping an eye on the game, England-Ghana. They'll be on air for that.
Reacting to it, I suppose.
Then they're going to be on taking your calls. I was listening, actually, last week afterwards. Got some very good calls. One or two had a drink, I think it's fair to say. So they'll have the Burger King Sports Bar special. And Jamie's going to tell us a bit more about it in a few moments' time, and then we'll cross back to New York, although he was in Birmingham, so that doesn't quite work. Cross to New York for Jim White.
Simon and Jim are at Russ Bray's house.
Yeah.
Doing the show.
That's all there. But they are in New York. They're in the World Trade Center, and you'll hear from them at 1, all the build-up to England tonight, which, of course, is live, that game against Ghana, live on talkSPORT from 7. We're here with our good friends at Selco Builders Warehouse. Check out this month's real deals at selcobw.com.
This is Olivia Bazaglo. I'm guessing just after Messi has either scored or the final whistle has been blown. Have a listen.
I have just watched Lionel Messi become the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. As literally I look right in front of me, there is still such a huge section of Argentina fans, and I can't even explain to you what it's like in a stadium when all of these people are just worshipping Messi. It's literally the closest you will ever get to God, I swear, in football form. I don't know if you can hear the fans. There's a whole stand of them still jumping, still singing, still holding up a banner of Maradona and Messi on one. I cannot even describe to you like the feeling of seeing that happen when you've watched this player all my life. How lucky are we that we've all lived at the same time as Lionel Messi?
That message only goes on for another 9 hours. So she
had to
get her thoughts together. Yeah, that's the longest edit ever of a voice
You know what,
note.
though, mate? She told me she was going to the World Cup and said she's going to watch Argentina. I said to her before she went, Louis, I says, one of the best things you do. The energy you feel in that stadium. I went to the Argentina-Mexico game in the Qatar World Cup, mate. I had nosebleed seats, but like Argentinian fans everywhere. And it felt like you're in company of a god.
Yeah, cool.
You felt the fans.
Yeah.
It feels like, mate, you're in a 90-minute concert. A 90-minute Messi concert. And it's one of the best concerts you'll ever go to. If anybody's over in America, Canada, or Mexico, and you get a chance to go and watch Messi for Argentina, it could be his last tournament, last time you'll see him play, go and do it. If I was in America now, mate.
Hello, I'm Matt Fordham from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
A nation hopes that this time is our time. And a bullet header gives England the lead. He's done it again, Harry Kane.
That emotional connection with the fans, you know, that was a really special moment, I thought.
Harry touched base on it earlier that the last few tournaments we've obviously drawn our second game.
It's finished England 0, United States 0.
6 points in the group, we're passing in a really good position.
Play against a top opponent, we have full respect and the focus needs to be there.
Don't play with freedom. Express yourself. Extend your wings, fly. And he allowed them to fly.
That's a goal. Oh, what a start of the second half. Jude Bellingham.
He just plays with that good arrogance where give me the ball, I can make things happen.
Thought in between if the people in the pubs would like it, and I thought, yeah, maybe they would like it.
You don't not lose your way to a tournament. What you do is you go out and you claim it. You go and you make it yours.
He comes from Rashford, keeping his feet and winning the game for England.
It's been pretty positive and an exciting game for all the England fans.
Yes, time now to look ahead to tonight's Sports Bar special with Burger King, and to look ahead to their special live show. We're joined by the former Spurs midfielder, Sports Bar co-host.
Good midfielder, Paul. Good midfielder.
Jamie O'Hara. Hi, Jay.
How are we, lads? We're good.
Yeah, good.
We're good. We get a bit nervous, obviously, as we always do before England games. You feeling confident?
Mate, I'm feeling nervous right now. I'm baby shopping, mate.
Oh.
I just escaped the missus. You've done me a massive favour because I'm about to spend 1,500 quid on a sofa bed and a pram and a buggy and some Pampers. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. So I can't wait to get to the pub to watch England play.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations, Jamie. I didn't know you were having a baby.
Fantastic.
Well, in the words of Thomas Tuchel, we go again. We go again.
Fantastic, yeah. So, well, are you making changes tonight, Jay? You keeping the same team, or you switching things out a bit?
Well, Declan Rice's obviously the talking point. Is he going to be fit? I wouldn't change anything because, I get the first half performance was a bit scrappy. You'd want maybe Anthony Gordon to do a bit more. Madawaki and say, can he do a bit more? But, I thought he played well.
I did, yeah.
But the big thing for me was the fact that we could bring on players that were like athletes, that were fit, that were raring to make a difference. Jed Spence come on, I thought he done well. Rashford comes on, makes a big difference. Saka comes on, has a part in the goal. Do you know, I just feel like we have got players now on the bench who can make something happen. And I've noticed it already in this World Cup so much that it ain't about the 11 players that start.
No,
it's about 15 players that are involved in the game.
It's hard to sell that to players. Like Alan Pardew, I was saying to him, we have finishers now. He said, no one wants to be a finisher, trust me. But, I mean, being a sub is not a lot of fun. You want a start, but can you change that mindset? I suppose because we are seeing, like you said, Undav and others coming on, stepping up and making a big difference off the bench.
I used to love coming off the bench, get the glory for 20 minutes. It's great. So I've done a career of that, boys. It was easy peasy. No, I get it. Look, as a player, you want to start. You do. You want to start and you want to feel like you're a massive part of the team. But I feel like this is why Thomas Tuchel has picked a specific group of players. Because I think he's looked at it and he knows that it's about a squad, it's about a group of players who are going to stick together. Yeah. You're not going to have people moping about if they're not starting. People say, why have you took Jordan Henderson and things like that? And because in 5 weeks' time, when we're still at the tournament and Jordan Henderson ain't played a minute, he's still going to give you the same attitude and the same mentality that he did at day one. And I think that's the difference with the group of players that you've got. Of course, you want to start and you want to play, but you also got to be a team player, a squad player, and be there. And you can come on and make the difference. Look at Ollie Watkins in the semi-final in the Euros.
Yeah.
Comes off the bench, scores a goal that gets you to the final, goes down in history. So you've got to, and that's the manager's job to keep them happy.
So you have a special guest alongside you. That's going to be revealed in World Cup Game Day from 4. Earlier on, Mr. Cundy went on with Andy and Gabby.
Oh, yeah.
He was very keen on Carlton Cole joining the show tonight. He did get a good line in on you, Andy. The show is called Sponsored by Burger King.
Yeah.
And he said, I noticed that, Jason, because I noticed you had an absolute whopper alongside you on the
So double whopper, boys. Double whopper.
A good line, I thought, from Andy that early in the morning.
Nice.
Typical Goldstein, always trying to dig me out. You know what I mean?
He wanted Carlton Cole, but you want Ray Party Parlour, don't you?
I want Ray Party Parlour. Of course I do. I've had enough. Coley, look, they're in the Championship now. They're not part of the big time. So we'll go with Ray Party Parlour. We'll see tonight. Obviously, I can't wait for it. Sports Bar special. Burger King have been great. They've been bringing in the double whoppers just like we wanted.
Nice.
But the atmosphere in the Redwood is absolutely brilliant. It was fantastic in the first game. It is a massive game tonight as well. And, the place was rocking. So, you know what it's like. Me and Cundy get together and all hell breaks loose.
I like you don't keep your powder dry, even though it's a first round game. You're there kissing each other like you've won. Don't know what it's going to be like if we
won it
deep into the tournament, Jamie. You'll be.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the problem with Cundy. He always wants to kiss me. I don't know what's the matter with him.
You're a good-looking man, Jamie.
Yeah, well, if you look at them old pictures back in the day, he was all right, Cundy. He was all right. Don't know what's happened now, though. His hairline's still not grown back. We've got to sort that out.
It's coming,
It's been scammed.
He had a big Carlos Valderrama. He had a Carlos. He's been scammed. Yeah. That Bulgarian doctor's kept the money. He had a big Valderrama wig on the other day, Andy said.
Oh, yeah.
Andy sent him a message saying, blimey, that's really taken, that hair transplant, isn't it? He looked $1 million in it, yeah.
So, he's great fun, isn't he? What a guy. He's great to be around.
I listened after the England game to you guys, and I think it's fair to say a few of the callers had had a drink. I think it's fair to say who phoned straight in afterwards.
Just a few. I mean, we're going, obviously, after the Sports Bar special, we do the show straight after.
Yeah.
And we're live until 2 a.m. tonight, taking calls. Wow. So it's great. You know, the callers are absolutely great. They're great fun. You know, you can wind them up when you need to, but a lot of the England calls have been absolutely superb. But yeah, I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I love the World Cup when England are playing. I really do. I feel like it's the only time that the country comes together. Like the atmosphere, seeing the England shirts knocking around everywhere you go. It really is great, and I absolutely love it. And I can't wait for tonight. I really can't. And I think we've got a chance, lads. I don't know how you feel, but I actually think we've got a chance.
I think we've got, the squad is immense, you know.
Well, look, we're going to let you get back in there and spend 1,500 quid.
Oh, don't, boys, don't.
I love the fact you're buying the baby a sofa bed. I think it does take them a couple of years until they can actually turn it from a sofa into a bed. That's the thing.
Yeah, the sofa bed's for me, lads. That's where I'm sleeping for the next 10 years.
We'll hear from you later, Jay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jamie.
See you later, boys. Ta-da.
Jamie O'Hara is alongside Jason Cundy for that Sports Bar special with Burger King. Tune in from 4 p.m. today where it will be revealed. Will it be Carlton Cole or will it be Ray Parlour joining the guys? And that's all thanks to Burger King.
World Cup Game Day Sports Bar preview on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction. Delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Thank you, Charlie. You'll be back on Saturday with Max?
Saturday with Max, yep, 10 till 1, and Sunday with 10 till 1 with Max as well, yeah.
Enjoy the game tonight.
I will do.
I'll be here with Andy. We'll be taking lots of your calls on the game. Kieran Dyer's going to join us. Alan Pardew's going to join us. We'll have other top guests reflecting on England, hopefully knowing we're done and dusted. We'll see how Cristiano gets on tonight. All the games covered, creatures of the night. So we'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of the day. Keep it talkSPORT, certainly for this evening's game. And keep it talkSPORT now because it's Jim and Simon live from New York.
She says, if you pardon the expression, where the dad, of course, is completely useless at the birth of a child. That's her view, not mine. And she goes on to say, you're not going to cut an umbilical cord. You cannot miss a World Cup. Where do you stand on this, Troy?
It's the first time I've heard what the lady said.
She's strong.
She's an idiot, is what she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well
said.
I think having a child is obviously the greatest thing that any human can do, in my opinion. And you know, say you're not going to cut the umbilical cord. Well, that's silly because you can do that. But also, who are you to question somebody else's desire to be there with their child and their family? I think this would have been a conversation with Belgium beforehand. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I also think as well, you know, if I want to go be with my family because we're having a baby, who's reporter A to say whatever she wants to say? But also, let's flip that.